ำหรับผู้ชมที่ชมอยู่ตอนนี้นะครับอย่าลืมกดไลค์กด Subscribe Channel ให้ด้วยนะครับและติดตามการสตรีมของผมได้ที่ soupflight.com ครับลิงก์อยู่ด้านล่างครับถ้าเมื่อกี้มีแม่งกดโอ้โหไอ้เหี้ยโคตรกาก
I think Sentinels have contributed to a ton.
They really have.
ไอ้เหี้ยโคตรกากเลยไอ้เหี้ยหนุ่ย
He's gonna get this plant. Oh no, it's okay.
โดนบนล่างเลยครับ
committed. You
มา
know,
ดูอันนี้ดีกว่า
EDG are on that
ไอ้
half
เหี้ยนู้นเสีย
line.
สาย
They're
ตา
gonna be rewarded in kind. That's 2 pickoffs. Chichu trying to contest and tango, but he's gonna be calling for the reinforcements, and a double swing with the discipline is nice.
That's so well played from EDG. Now the spikes abandoned.
เปิดมีดไหมเปิดมีดไหมชนะได้นะเปิดมีดอ่ะ
Something in Mindfreak left to try to bail
เปิด
this
มีด
out.
อ่ะ
Walled themselves off for going for any kind of
ข้าง
control.
บน
Just barely gets the body up towards the top. Smoggy, what a shot to hit, and Sungbin, yeah, sent to the grave.
What a way to open up and get your first round here. When PRX's form was looking better, I'll tell you what I love in particular though. Chishu, smartest player in my opinion on EDG. At times he looked like the best as well. But he contributes massively there to that MasterCard Thrifty by jiggle peeking onto Forsaken. And Forsaken knows he's going to get swung, so he can't just start running, otherwise he's an easy pick. So when Chishu jiggles like that, he's just delaying Forsaken and buying time to set up the double swing. He's just doing this jiggle to wait for his teammate to come with him. And there's nothing that Forsaken can do. He's worried about getting time.
So EDG are right back in. We'll talk about the bonus round, how much it matters.
The mold begins early.
Yeah,
It really does. I need to see a lot of coach cams.
ปวดคอ
I'm begging you.
Bomb grenade out.
ไม่สวอมกินเน็ตไปที่ไหน
on either side. Going to get a gun round. A lot of ults for PRX to potentially work. Technically Forsakens is what I'm looking at. Chuchu's a wild for a lockdown, so might not have any intention of saving it.
คิมิโรซานอ่ะ
Smoggy once more sees the cloud burst here. He knows that he's under threat into this position, and the off angle will be punished.
That's the 1v1. Something on top, on the high ground, favored in the fight against Kang Kang, who is trying to capitalize on Smoggy's swing.
ลาก่อนโนหนึ่ง
Just
จี
ends
น
up being a raw jet duel. There's
คุณ
something
พลาดแล้ว
That just goes into that extension of the post plant.
อย่างนี้กล้าได้ไปหาไอ้จริง
Overhead with the flash as well, but never been more obvious. Over the top there from nobody to return that fire. Chichu beautiful again with that rifle in hand, but so much more to do at this point in the game, in the round. 1v3. He's looking to isolate some of these fights as well. He's not going to be giving it though. This PRX looking very well drilled. I was wondering if they were going to be able to carry that forward. Last series they played that bind map, I was dead impressed with them. They were all in sync, working as a unit, and there's nothing scarier than PRX when they've got that hive mind going for them.
That's so true. I've actually been fairly impressed with both teams and how they're setting up their coordination.
Yeah.
And that wasn't just a solo peek from Smoggy. Smoggy and Kang Kang trying to swing together. It's not necessarily
something ใช้2นัดในการฆ่า2ตัว
They're trying to work off the
ระยะหมื่นลี้
Everyone focuses on Smoggy. Next one gets out. It didn't work there, obviously. PRX were also super ready for that kind of stuff. I think a lot of this too, not just the discipline, but also the pace and the anticipation is so important. Because in a situation like that, something is so fast on top of yellow, it's ready for Kang Kang. If they set up that play 3 seconds earlier, maybe Kang Kang catch something as he's updrafting. Trying to get ahead of the tempo that PRX plays at and be ready for them. It's a mammoth task, but the best teams in the world, IGNG for example, when they were incredible at shutting down PRX,
วันนี้แข่งกี่รอบไปยิง
for that matter, kind of have been for the majority of the year. That's what they rely on, is that being there ahead of them and anticipating.
นี่กูดู
It still feels like EDG are on the back foot.
สวยดิ
They are, but I didn't mean any disrespect to EDG as well with some of the earlier comments, because they have been making improvements. I mean, the G2 match, I think, really did result was the best out of them. I think, playing up to the potential of that team. I saw glimpses of like anti-stratting and discipline coming together with the firepower.
It was so winnable.
It was so winnable.
Unbelievably winnable there on Haven, and it just slipped out of their grasp. Kang Kang is going to try to take this game back into his fist with this operator that he's got posted on top of yellow. Looking to do exactly what the desk was talking about. Dodge that drone. This time, though, takes a tag.
They won't be able to. That is a ballsy Hunter's Fury. I mean, you're doing that one against the Jet. Good luck, son. Forsaken.
He doesn't play too much Sova.
No. and he is a great player. I won't fault him at that, but that is a hell of a task. Obviously, no damage done to Kangkang. He's able to escape.
At the same time, though, all of that pressure over towards B has perfectly obfuscated where PRX are actually intending to go. A completely free A site here. Even enough time for Jing to leisurely break the Nano
แล้ว
Swarms
ซ้อม
and
มา
get
แล้ว
set
ครับ
up.
โอ้โคตรเนียบไอ้เหี้ยเป็นวอลที่เนียบมากแล้ววางแบบหมิ่นสุด
Early on here. Very forward position set up by Divide. Dodged the drone, just tucked, but now they want to try and double up the fight towards the back.
Can't give Chishu a kill.
Flashes up and over already. The swings are coming out on top of rafters. It's too much to overcome.
กูเทกันนะ
Finally,
รัว
EDG taking his fights together with Smoggy. Essentially leading the charge. Dropped down a single damage, but already the
เช็ค
damage
ไหมไม่
might
โอ้
have been done. Mind free, cut to
อย่าง
the
นี้ถือว่าไม่
corner.
เช็คนะทหารเร็วเนี้ย
Personal.
บอก
Still
กี่เอ้า
alive here. Brings
เอ้า
it to that 1 versus 1.
เหลือตัวเดียวครับดึงเวลา
Onto the angle base. The shot.
อู้
Run down.
เวลา
Time
กระโดดขึ้นไป
needs to get onto it. The
ไม่ทันครับ
circle
เรียบร้อย
shrink. Yes, it did. PRX.
ทุกอย่างครับ
Oh, and he loses the operator as well. Absolute heartbreak for EDG, who looked like they had another round that they were going to put on
ไอ้
the
เหี้ยรอแม่ง
board.
ของจริงว่ะ
What a recovery from those
Tournament
PRX
นี้
players
ดีจริงครับ
tucked there towards the generator. The retake was working. Yes, Jishu had fallen. They didn't have access to the
เล่นไม่ดี
lockdown,
มัน
but
ไม่
the
เหมือน
trade-outs
ทีม
were
แบบว่า
working.
TE อ่ะ TE
And
เล่น
that's
ดี
one
ๆ
where technically
เข้มกว่าเยอะเลย
Mindfree gets credit for
TE
the
มั
Red
น
Bull
ตั้งแต่รอบ
clutch,
ที่มัน
but
แพ้ทีมอะไรมาไม่รู้
all he had to do was stay
ก่อนหน้าเนี้
alive.
ไม่ค่อยถึงว่ะ
But he bought the time, right? Got the kills. But just enough.
ค้างๆไม่เหมือนเก่า
for
แล้ว
the
จริง
win. EDG are really struggling here. Kangkang
ไม่ยังได้หนึ่งเว้ย
let's grab himself the one before the trade comes
ส่วนใหญ่
through.
จะเป็น
Seeking to
ม็อก
punish
กี้
that
นะที่มา
Orbs being picked up. The war machine is starting to chug here. If you are PRX. And the wall as well. Dropping a vibe wall in these fights. Opportune timings, Chichu.
โอ้โหไฟพาวเวอร์แม่ง
Trying to even it
ตึ
out
ง
with
ว่ะ
a bit of damage straight shots, but not too lucky in that regard. Simon though, let's connect one. Straight to the dome on Forsaken. He's got a lineup for this.
It's a big kill, but no weapons really retrievable just yet.
Has pulled out the ult though that we were just talking about being earned. So PRX feeling that pressure. Like they have to combat some of this as well. And now that is the danger zone.
หยิกปะน่ะ
Lockdown.
หยิกปะน่ะ
Is he even going to get out?
Oh my
โอ้
god! Nearly there. But time will start to tick at this point onto the spike and Divide.
Surely no hope.
You gotta think he wins this one. Swings it out. Chichu, nice goal.
ไม่ทัน
But
นะ
yeah, very little chances there for Chichu to play with just because of that lockdown that was in play.
ทีมีสิทธิ์แชมป์ไหม
6 to
ผมว่า
1
โอ้
now. The scoreline, PRX really running away with his side of the icebox.
Simon does a good job there of even forcing out the lockdown, because otherwise that would have been an enormous tool to now contest within the
เอาเป็นว่าก
rifles.
ลางๆแล้วกันมี
But of course, this is EDG's map pick and they're down 6-1. This is not a good way to begin. But EDG's defense side is not their best side. When I was watching them play this previously in China, they heavily relied on that Kangkang operator to get this side working. Their defensive setups were not the best. And Kangkang's only had it in his hand for 1 or 2 rounds max.
ฮะเซนฮะฮา
Pulled together enough funds to get it.
Just been
เป็นไปได้
crushing.
ถ้าเซลซิตมันเล่นเหมือนอยู่บ้านอ่ะ
The weight of the corporatocracy bearing down upon EDG.
That's a big word.
They've been milked. The serfs tilling the fields, they can barely get enough money for their weapons.
I know that one.
Here.
Don't need a dictionary for that. Turret's gonna get taken down.
คนเชียร์เยอะ TE คนมองว่ามามืดไอ้เหี้ยพอเพย์ออฟแม่งลื่นในสัตว์
Nice. It's a high-low
บอกเลย
setup.
โดนโถมเละ
The rest of the team as well. As soon as they catch that
Well,
player,
let's
gonna
shoot the
force
one
out the res. Wall is up and about. A little bit of spam and sprayed away.
Good punish.
Yeah,
ไม่วอล
snake
เหรอครับ
bite.
น้องจริง
Able to collect that kill
มันก็เสีย
here.
ชุบฟรีดิน้องจริงเอ้ย
Kangkang posted up over towards B. There's Pit to deny any kind of re-hit from PRX. And Kangkang's going to keep pushing up, despite the fact they haven't heard anything. It's a risky spot, but as PRX go for the mid to B instead, he's going to have a great position for any potential backstab or retake. This looks tough to navigate with 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, your options are hyper limited. I mean, you can try and pivot back into A, but they've still got the 3 players there, still got the pit. Through the gut though, straight through now, in through mid. Simon with the knife, up against the wall. Catches, cancels onto the drone. There's only 14 seconds left. They don't have any semblance of map control to lock down again.
Oh, Simon big.
The open, the easiest fights here, shooting fish
Oh!
in a barrel, and
Simon,
Simon, this newcomer to the squad,
Simon เล่นดีมาก
lighting them up.
ยี่สิบมอน
ได้ดึงเวลา
Great closeout
ได้
in this round for EDG.
ได้ลาวได้ยิงได้ฆ่าได้ทุกอย่างครับ
First round where it really feels like they're in control the entire time.
ไม่เสียงรถไฟ
That's what they
เข้า
desperately
อ่ะ
need.
อยู่ตอนเนี้ย
Still not
เชี
going
ย
to
ร์ที
look
ม
to
ไหน
invest
เชีย
in
ร์
the
เป็นไร
operator.
ครับ
By the look of things,
ที่
5
ชอบเป็น
rifles
เล็กเป็น
on
พิ
the
เศษครับ
board. Kankan didn't even really get pressured in this round. All came down to these fights over towards A. High-low setup,
Seconds left.
working wonders.
Here.
It makes sense as well that EDG picked Icebox. I know they're down 6-2 and they're fighting to stay level in this and a long way off. But PRX did lose badly on this map the last 3 times they've played it. It did look a little weak for them. They don't look weak today. No.
Clearly an area of improvement there. Or
ล็อกให้หน่อย
fight. The dash to try and leap into the fray, maybe pounce onto a target or 2 here, but he's going to get
เสี
out.
ยงรถไฟบ้านหนุ่ย
Damage done as well.
He's been given all the room in the world.
Yeah.
And the snakebite's been used before the shocks, before the plant. No
Making
break
the
on the
A side.
wall.
Yeah, looking like a playground
เรียก
right
วาง
now.
สีเขาครับ
Viper's Pit
ดีเทค
down into the play. Yeah, EDG trying to go a bit
กลับ
more
ไป
fast.
อันติไวเปอร์แล้ว
Lucia
ต้องจริง
spam.
ตายไปก่อน
Gonna be critical. Dash up and over.
โอ้เขารู้ครับ โอ้โห
Perfect
ไอ้เหี้ย
accuracy. At least expecting it. Something though. He's right back at
Something
you
ว่ะ
with the blade storm here.
พูดแล้วเข้าหัวครับ Phantom Moment
Clean up from Forsaken Chichu.
โอ้โห
Left to do
แต่
it
เจสัน
all.
เอาให้วันนี้ลั่นทุกคนครับเปเปิลเล็ก
7-2 now for
โอ้
PRX.
โหเปเปิลเล็กครับ
What a recovery in the round from something.
ทำจริงคลิกขวานะ
It
ช็อ
looked
ต
like EDG had done everything they needed to. When
Shot.
PRX
Wrong
pit
one.
like that, they can't control angles very well. They can't stop the retake from taking all of that space. EDG barrel their way all up to pipes, get 2 kills through the pit, and still can't win it in the 5v3.
Shout out to Krenma.
I don't know why.
Yeah. I was seeing another pause in the timer. Which means one thing. Timeout. Or tech pause. Take your pick. For me, I'd like a timeout.
Yeah,
I would prefer a timeout.
it would
It's a
make
tech.
it's a tech
It's a
pause.
tech.
There you go. You don't get your
เด็ก
wish.
พอดครับไอ้เหี้ยเปียกจัดอะเปียกว่ะเปียก
เหมือนเดิม
Wall is so useful. It's not just a wall to get kills on top of, but
ยังเก่งเหมือนเดิมเลยอ่ะ
double faces
Like
and
that.
unexpected peak timing even on that. EDG, they're going to have rifles available, still not going for that operator on Kankan.
ยังเหมือน
It's
เดิม
round 11. They need this, otherwise they're basically out of their map pick already.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how good your attack side
แข่ง
is.
อะ
You're starting this many rounds
กู
down.
กูขอเลือกไม่ซื้อสกินแชมเปี้ยน
Need brilliance. EDG need these last
แสน
2.
BTP ยังสวยกว่า
ไอ้เหี้ย
Just going to throw in that to
Well,
late
some
night, but it
people
just gets
are
broken.
way.
Well, that space is already granted and given. Hunter's Fury.
โอ้โดน
Suppressed
เอ้า
though. Pulled out of the
โดน
animation. That's an ult. It's going to be wasted from Forsaken.
No,
Just
I think
Simon
it's
using his
on
no
up.
command to do the job.
พี่บูมต้องไปดูคู่เด่ง
Forced to pivot away, but no map control for PRX. It's a bit of a scurry and a scramble, if I do say so myself. They break the turret at least into mid. Poor Timmy.
Yeah, they're really threatening some kind of mid lurk right now, which should keep Kankan cemented in mid. He's going to get aggressive, take a risk,
ชื่อ
go and re-clear
ชื่อ
this a
ทีม
little.
เขาดียังนะโคตรเท่
But they're still not moving people away from the A
Set
side.
the young
They're expecting this to be a
nam team,
re-hit. They are dead wrong.
แซดดียังไอ้เหี้ย
เฮียเขาตายแล้ว
Let's
ยิง
find some value into this
Ui.
position. Something rips
Yeah.
his head off,
He's been
man.
playing the same angle since the
I
pistol
think-
round. He's always on that
มึงซ้อม
spot.
อะไรของ
Bad
มัน
wall
วะ
from
ไอ้สิ่ง
Jing
นี้แม่ง
has to be
มี
broken.
ปัญหาบ่อยเลย
Hunter's
ตรง
Fury
เนี้ย
forced out at least.
I'm
Plan
thinking-
was an attempt to be stuck.
เราเห็นหลายรอบแล้วนะ
Nobody.
จริงวอลพลาดตรงเนี้ย
They let loose a few beams of lightning. Only the one tag though. Slow orbs through and out. There needs to be the
Damn, yeah.
defend. Kang. He's
นั่น
ahead
แหละ
of it
ครับ
though. We were talking about
โด
him
นลงโท
catching
ษ
his
เลยครับ
timings, trying to get quirky with it. Dash, active Jing. But he's
that
up a bit.
quirky.
They're running straight into them. Seeing glimpses here. The ancient way that China likes to play. Drop down. No,
Oh.
seeking to deny this plan. Jing, the entire time he
Oh.
pushed to his limits with time.
แต่เรื่องยิง
Down
เรื่องอะไร
now,
ก็เหมือน
but
เดิมนะ
extension
จริง
for it. 2 versus 1. Divide. Try and shut this down. Best chance and a long while by EDG, and they grasp it firmly to at least get that 3rd round.
What a
Jing
devastating mistake that was
wall
for
pad
Jing
tรงนี้
to
บ่อย
make. Putting his wall in such a bad
Yeah.
spot. No one was nearby to be able to break it while it was in its weakened
มัน
state.
มี
apart from
ไม่กี่คน
his
แล้วนี่ที่
own
มันยังเล่นอยู่
team.
อะ
So if he'd put it down properly, they would have had a much better post plant. Plant maybe would have been denied by the Hunter's Fury, but at least they would have been in a position where they could get back up to it without getting punished by Kong Kong like that. Now what that dash was, that was too quirked up for me. That was bonkers. But EDG got one on the board. A light chuckle there as well, and a light heart attack. That's what you're going to get in this game, I think. Viewers included. We need to put one of those warnings on, like at the beginning of the show. Any photosensitivities or heart conditions, look away.
Placing swamp grenade.
Your heart's going to be racing here, watching this. Nobody. Unusual with the angle.
มัน
Will
ไม่
be
จำเป็น
pushed
ต้อง
and
วอลให้ห
postured
นึ่งข
away
นาด
in
นั้น
through the back of the site
เรื่
now.
องวอล
5 players grouped
แบ
up
บ
for
วอลลึกไป
PRX.
นิดนึง
This
ก็
is
ได้เฮีย
it. The last hurrah, honestly, for the
Min can fail.
first half of Icebox. Dash up and over something. Again, he's so unusual and
ออกก่อนไหม
orthodox
ออก
in
ก่อนไหม
terms of
อัน
his
ตี
position
ปาก
that he
นะครับ
does like to play it.
ออกก่
So
อน
this
นะ
A side, a lockdown though from
แต่ของ
EDG.
เยอะด้วยแต่ของเยอะ
Force
สัตว์
most of these PRX players out. I believe they'll be able to escape detainment.
And now the re-hit. PRX love to go for these. EDG was expecting it in the previous round and they
พ
were
ลิกลง
wrong.
มาครับ
Do they stick to their guns
โอ้โห
here?
ไลน์อัพเจ
Or
สัน
defending the A side?
เอาเรื่องอ่ะทุกด้าน
They're willing to fight over this one, tooth and nail as the curtain drops. Bodies will fall and topple. Forsaken being one of them. Res online though. Trying to get these equal trades out, and somehow it's PRX who have found his advantage into the round
Ui,
divide.
давай, кидут.
Leaves himself as a piece of paper. Smoggy on the high ground, dropped down 6 HP. Not enough to survive. And Chichu
ไม่เดิน
alongside
ถี
him
กั
will
นดี
be
จัด
forced to
ดาวายกระโดด
spectate.
วีได้ค่า
Kang Kang in a 1v2.
Spike planted.
He's caught the time behind them, but still guns are trained on this spot. And
เราไม่พ
position
ลาดแน่นอนเจ
Forsaken.
สัน
First shot accuracy is there.
เฮ้ยตัวผี
มองกันเป็นไปดิไม่มีมาดิมาดิรอ
Wingman's gonna plant spike.
โอ้โหว่าแล้ว
ตัวผี
Team and the rotations are down here for PRX already. Back into the fight, nobody with the plan needs to be defended. Let's get it off, and Smoggy, who's the casualty, something still there. Kicking, getting active, spraying away with just a few sheriff bullets, all it takes. Teammates alongside him. EDG have to sail their way through here with a little bit of discipline, underhanded with the flash as well, but it's being punished in kind.
ding.
Devi, it's got him penned in. Simon, there's only so much one man can do.
จบครับแบบแรก
And against that onslaught of PRX, it's not enough at all. That's their 10th round.
ตัวผีของหนุ่ย
That's a pistol round. Momentum
ไอ้หนุ่ย
is
momentum
entirely in the
มัน
hands now of PRX.
แต่เป็นไปได้
That's
ชนะแล้ว
also a
เนี่ย
recovery
ชิลค
from
รับ
a 3v5 situation. Quickly turned into a 3v4.
ดูหนึ่งต่อพี่เอ้ยไอ้เหี้ยมึงดูอะไรที่มันดีต่อสายตาดีกว่าเชื่อ
EDG
กู
should have been in control of that one. Their pistol round strategy,
Late,
their
right?
idea
Yeah.
actually worked. But you can see it on the
Yeah,
frustration,
wow.
the faces of Muggle and Haldon.
เอามาคุย
This
กันก่อน
map, it's a blowout at this
เหนื่อยมันกว่า
Getting past that.
ถ้าให้หนุ่ยพูดคำว่าเอาใหม่นะ
Cam
ทีม
as
มา
well
เลย
now start
มีทีม
moving
ดีเลย
together.
ทำไม่มากพอ
Earlier, there's nothing scarier than PRX when they're a hive mind. Chichu barely alive here. He's still being ran down here with the fault lines.
ใช้ควันเลยเหรอ
There's that pressure
เขาอ
applied
ยู่ไกล
to
อยู่
him.
นะเพื่อน
No bodies though chasing him. It's EDG recognizing that and they're going to make sure that they
Now,
take the space
how
over
aim
towards this A site. Nobody has the spike though. They can't even get themselves onto
Ow!
this one. And a fast fight once more.
Ui,
Something's
mới tài.
into the fray.
ได้ค่าด้วย
Taken.
จะเชื่อ โอ้ดาวายโอ้หมดเรียบร้อยไม่ได้วาง
even let the plant get
God.
close to
โอ้
going
มา
anti.
ม้วนเดียวจบ
Pretty perfect
อู้
in terms of an anti there.
Yeah,
Flush
yeah,
Chishu
yeah,
out,
yeah,
make sure that he
yeah.
can't have impact
Cái
in the
thằng
round, though
đào
he'll
thì
attempt to win the 1v4. But
Ừ,
you got
đào
no
bài.
chance in that kind of position. They push Chishu so
Làm nhà
far
nó có
back,
phim.
he will never get that timing to lurk behind them before PRX have initiated the retake. And even so,
หนุ่ยยังสนุก
they
กว่าไอ้
fight
เหี้ย
the
ทีมนั้นมัน
pre-take
ไม่ปล่อยให้
before
ห
the
นุ่ยชนะ
plant is
วะ
even close. Like you
จะได้
said,
มี
it
อะไร
was
ดู
from
ต่อไอ้
nobody,
เหี้ย
and he was bringing it in
Hey.
way later
เดี
than
ยวทีดี
the rest of the team.
Miles away,
That
right?
is a beautiful
ไอ้
pistol
เหี้ย
to
มัน
run
มัน
against
เลย
a
อะ
team that likes
ถ้า
to
ปล่อยให้
fall
หนุ่ย
on.
เข้าไปต่อ
And you look at this map, I
Dilemma
know
na.
as the
Now,
agents were being selected there and we were going into sunset, everyone could see the stats,
Yeah,
the
like-
recent stats anyway,
อย่าให้กูต้อง
of
บ่นเลย
EDG being on a 3-map
Hey,
win
กูหายก่อน
streak
ดีก
from
ว่า
sunset. But the one right before that, they lost to PRX in Shanghai. 6 to
ดีนะที่ไม่มี
13.
ไข่โอ้โหถ้ามีละมึงมัน
And
ล
that
งมา
was
จัก
what forced EDG to make this shift over to playing the Team Heretics comp.
แค่ขึ้นแน่
มีไปแล้วประมาณวันแรก
EDG might just be
ๆ กินยาปุ๊บหายกินยาปุ๊บหาย
stopped in their tracks once
ส
more.
บาย
This tournament here of champs. Fight to be taken. It's a double flash and a swing. Through and out here with a util. Doors opened up wide.
โอ้สวยมากครับโอ้น้องจริง
In their place.
โอ้น้องจริงจะไปหาพี่ก้า
Three do survive
ไม่
into
สิ
it,
พี่
so
ก้า
they'll
จะมาหา
get
น้องจริงครับ
themselves a nice and healthy bonus.
Yeah, not bad by any means. EDG, even if they get into post-plant positions, are going to have to be playing aggressive. You just can't
ห
fall
นุ่ย
back
แรง
into
เลย
those
ครับอันนี้
standard
สงสัยจริงเพราะผม
busted
แรงโกมัน
post-plant
ไล่เป้า
spots
ดีกว่าหนุ่ยเยอะเลย
when the
พอมัน
defending
ดู
team
แข็ง
is
เยอะ
running
หนุ่ยก็ดู
a
เยอะไม่
wall
เห็นไล่
that
แบบ
can
นี้
block
แบ
you
บนี้
off,
เลย
and then wingman that hops on, and then they all push forwards apart from the
ไอ้เหี้ยนี่อัน
defense.
สุดนี่หว่า
It's really
สั่งกด
difficult. EDG are going to have to be pushing in
หนุ่
post-plant,
ย
setting up
มึง
aggressively,
อดีตแรงอิน
crossfires on
แรงอิน
sides.
นะครับหนุ่ย
It's tough.
อดีต
So
อดีต
tough playing against PRX on
เอ้ย
this.
อะไรอ่ะ
12 wins in a row should
มันมี
indicate.
คำหยาบตรงไหนอ่ะ
ไม่มีแต่หมั่นไส้
Judge in
โอ้
hand.
โหดูดิ
Doubled up. I feel like there's so much danger just
ไอ้นี่
drifting
แม่ง
over
ไม่
towards
ได้
the
เลย
A
อ่ะ
side. The cam's removed. PRX do not shy away from a fight. But the slow play by EDG. Looking to reap the rewards from this. Smoggy. He was jiggling it.
ต้องแยกระหว่างดูเพื่อ
Now, heads turned
การ
up.
เล่น
Just
อะไร
barely missing it. Forsaken's
Stop
already
that
rattled
long
up the
run,
shot. Chichu, who was there?
Oh.
Forsaken definitely overstaying himself, but
แตะไม่ได้เลย
Storms lay it
บ้า
down
อำนาจ
for B main. EDG still with a minute of time to play and work with. They can take their time with this one. The longer they do it, the more risks the
ข้าราช
PRX
การ
themselves
ข้าง
are
แล้ว
going to take.
เกมก็แพ้แมนยูก็แพ้โอ้โห
Idea right now that EDG are still
โอ้โห
locked into place
ไอ้ย่าน
towards
นี้
the
แร
B
ง
side.
เจ็บแบบ
พี่บูมไปเก็บไอหนูมาจากไหนหรอคะ
ไม่เช็คครับสวยละ
ทำได้ไหมค
Just
รับ
leaves it fully
Then
open.
Suwai
Towards the
la.
back side, just gives that one up because he's not being cleared. And Patience fully paying off potentially there. This guy holds it no more.
เฮ้ย
โอ้ได้สองโหปืนกากไอ้เหี้ยเอ้
Squirrels it
ย
away. And just grabs 2 kills before he's eventually traded
My
down
feet
and a
have-
chance. It's a life into the round here for PRX. Dizzy up and over through the window, but no connection, no acknowledgement. Devi is there.
โอ้
Lovely
เดี๋ยวไว้
movement
ถ้า
from
มันรอ
Kang
เพื่อนมา
Kang.
แฟดนี่คือยังไงวะ
Steps the bullets. Ensures that he's favoured it in it. It's
หัว
exactly what
หัว
something is
ยิงหัว
not
ไปแต่
with
ไม่
this
ตาย
gun in
ไป
his
เก็บไอ้
hand.
หนุ่ยเป็นตรงไหนอ่ะไอ้หนุ่ยมันเข้ามาช่วยพี่ตอนพี่เล่นฟีฟ่า
I think the gun differential has made a big difference in this round. Something's kind of
แบบต้อง
stuck.
ทำยังไงอะไรยังไง
Don't
อะ
really want to be saving the judge either.
นั่นประโยชน์อย่างเดียวของมัน
I think it's kind of
ที่ทำอย่าง
similar
ให้พี่เล่นฟี
with
ฟ่าอยู่
Mind
ทุก
Freak.
วั
I
น
think if he hadn't had a bulldog, there's a
มันคงไม่ได้
serious
เข้าวง
chance
การ
that he
ฟี
could
ฟ่า
have gotten 3 there rather than 2 in that kind of position. Oh, more damage done.
โอ้เหี้ยใครยิงไม่โดน
Yeah,
Yep, nice little surprise.
good economic impact there from PRX, but around on the board
ไม่ได้สอนเล่นนะ
fairly early on,
สอนเข้าเกมไปเฉย
almost as many as they got in the entirety of Icebox.
ที่เหลือมันโดน
For
พี่หม
an
ดเลย
extraordinarily different result here.
เล่นนี่คือฝีมือพี่หมดเลย
That's worrying that EDG none
อย่า
of
เข้าใจ
them
ผิดว่าสอน
thought
เล่น
at all. But the thing is, once the first 1 or 2 people have gone in,
สอน
the
ทำเควส
others
ดีกว่า
just don't even think to check spots like that because why didn't the people at the front do it?
Exactly, and also, I mean,
It would have been clear.
fired earlier.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Devi. He's got the operator in his hands. Now, there's,
He does.
สอน
there's a
ทำ
lot of
ABT
players
อ่าน
that
ก็ด้ว
might
ย
be facing him here.
ยังงงอยู่ว่าคืออะไร
Doubled up, tagged up by the knife.
Well,
เดี๋ยวนี้
if I
ชิลจัด
tagged
อ่ะ
Devi,
มี
I wouldn't expect
ติ๊ก
an
เดียว
op.
ลูปอ่ะ
Maybe for something, if I
Yeah.
tagged the Gecko, I might be thinking of.
My ult's ready.
อันตีไปในบ้านหลังจริงว่าไง
Towards A main, so Jing's got that showstopper now into this round.
ชื่อคังย่อมาจากอะไร
Right here.
ไอ้
That's gotta be keen for
ZMJJ
EDG.
เหมือนจะเป็นชื่อพี่ชายมันปะ
Yeah, they really
ผู้มี
need
พระคุณ
this. Credits on Kang Kang, Nobody, and Smoggy. All really low.
กลับมาหน้าบ้านเลยครับพี่
I guess Kang Kang
พี่
could
หน้าบ้านเลย
scrap
เฮ้ย
something
หน้าบ้านเลยนะ
with the ult that he's got online, but
แม่งวางไว้
it
ตรงพื้น
would
อะ
not be pretty.
รั่วเลย
The showstopper's quickly making its way over to B.
แต่ไม่รู้ว่าย่อมาจากอะไร เป็นชื่อ
Picking
เป็น
up a
ชื่อ
little bit of a potential lurk play through mid. Jing is here. This is where the spikes go in.
Yeah, I was a bit worried as well. Devi was holding down towards the B site when drone was used prior, but knife towards the back stuns as well. Here's a showstopper, it's an instant response.
เอ้า
Flash stun though,
แฟด
Jing.
เบรกไว้ก่อนครับ แล้วไม่ได้อะไรเลย
Let
น้อง
loose
จริง
there with the ult. No casualties, a slight pause being caught
Oh,
here by
don't
EDG,
mind
but
me.
honestly, might just end up falling anyway.
โอ้
Shots
แต่ไว
finished.
พลาดเรียบร้อย
EDG,
EDG
filled
ลาน
up with
เลยครับ
red. Making sure to grasp his chances. Jing still wants to slip his way in through the back. Sharp
โอ้
as anything. Precision is on the display in time. Now against EDG. was looking like them to take this one. Oh my god, Baxter just opened up to these players. Jing twigging his way around. And Chi-Chu covers.
Bizarre, some of the moments in that round. Really bizarre. I do like
KK
the
ย่อ
call
มา
from
จากคุย
EDG
คุย
to
เหร
go
อ
for a re-hit. As soon as the show
พี่ชาย
stopped,
ไอ้ข้างๆมันเล่นดีๆนี่ว่ะ
flash
เพิ่งเห็นในเฮีย
and did not catch
มันไม่ได้เล่น
up.
iPad แล้ว
They
นี่
had the route back through. Forsaken, I think he just didn't hear.
เฮียก่อนหน้านี้เป็น iPad เลยสัตว์
towards him, throwing cages at his back and all sorts.
In the chaos of the situation.
If Forsaken had just taken a breath there and turned back around to deal with the lurker, maybe that's a different round, but
โอ้
EDG
โหบนยับเลย
super happy to get that one on board. Big eco swing round going the way of the Chinese org.
PRX looking to try and take this round with a bit of proactivity on their half
รี
fight.
วิวซอง625
Vacuum up the orb. See if we can get a cheeky kill.
เป็นไง
They show presence. They back away now, looking for the stack into mid.
20,000เองอ่ะ
สองตึง
ไม่ใช่
The
40,000
signs of a really great team at events.
แล้วดันกลางครับโอ้แล้วได้ผลด้วยอย่างเงี้ยโอ้โหแต่ฝั่งนี้ล้มก่อนเรียบร้อยเลย
Be punished. He was trying to grab that
4
information.
ป่ะ
The rest of his team.
อย่างนี้ไม่ได้อะไรเลยโอ้
So an open sight here for
ดัน
EDG.
กลางถ้าตัวข้างหน้า
Forsaken not
ดึง
using
ให้หน่อย
his
นะ
aftershock to break the trip
เรีย
over
บร้อย
towards A main. So PRX keep walking down mid and taking some tiles control, but they can
มี
never
เจอ
flank
สี่
with
ปะเนี่ย
the retake
โอเค
because that
สอง
trip's always going to give it away. They might try it at some point in this
ไฟไล่
half, but it will be watched.
โอ้
Oh, that's
เป็น
lovely
สองตัวที่
control.
เร็วมากครับครับ
Kind of holding the line towards the back of the site, ensuring that nobody can cross past that boundary.
แปด
Even hunt a few more
โอ้
players now.
โอ้
Giving up guns.
Yeah,
Holy
it's kind of
shit.
It's not great for EDG. This
ผ
should
ม
have
จ
been their
ริง
round to get the economy bloom.
ๆ แล้วได้ปืนไปชิวๆเลยแล้วกลับเลยค
Still
รับ
take the round, of course. PRX will be happy with the rifles.
And it's not too much damage. EDG
ตัวใหม่
players
เข้า
can still
เหี้ย
buy.
คุก
It's
กี้
not a
ใหม่
big issue. So they take the lead.
ZMJ Kiki
Exactly what EDG were looking for early on here. Of course, they'd have loved the pistol round as well. But in terms of getting themselves cemented, shaking off all of the horrors of Icebox and leaving it like a bad dream behind them in the past, they've now secured as many rounds as they did in the entirety of that map one. And the players, I think you can see there from Kankan's perspective, they're looking fairly sharp themselves.
Yeah, they bounced back nicely.
Yeah, he was just farming the ecos there. He's got to do that with rifles online as well.
That's the round we're going to be watching here. Round 6. With the economy equalised a little bit, Kankang is stepping up to that challenge. Divide. Rounded about there. He had Mindfree by his side, and that's a no command going into the B split. This is putting the squeeze on the Mindfree.
Wait,
Looking ahead on a swivel. Doesn't know really which way to look.
Man,
Still
he
tucked to
don't
the
team
corner.
wa.
Could be trying to strike straight back, but no.
Oh.
EDG got that discipline and awareness. Was there for
โด
them.
นทิมมาเนี่ย
Busted
เอาแล้วโดดเข้ามาแบบมึนๆเอ้ย
Issues there, holding the cross. Making sure to chop up these angles. Nade rebounding to try
Map
and clear the way
3
for
ปะเนี่ย
PRX to potentially get anything going for them, but it will be another round for EDG.
Sharp shooting from EDG, but badly synced up in
เต็
terms
ง
of
หนึ่
how
ง
they were
แพ้
fighting
แล้ว
into
ใครจะเป็น
market.
เต็งหนึ่ง
Something
ต่อ
way
ระหว่าง
ahead
ทีมที่ชนะ
of
เต็ง
Jing
หนึ่
and
งหรือเต็ง
Forsaken
สอง
miles behind. The spacing could not have been
แม่ง
poorer.
เลย
So EDG
ถาม
gifted
เหี้ยมึงวะเนี่ย
with a slightly easier
กู
clean
ตอบว่าเต็ง
but
สองแล้วกันนะ
open was lovely.
เหี้ยอะไร
And
วะ
it can't do that all the time, of course. The null command, massive ultimate.
ยาก
But utilize well to keep this lead going and to break the economy of PRX
แล้วเต็งสอง
unless
ใคร
they
อะ
choose to go to
ผมเปิ
force
ด
around
เปิด
this
ซองยัง
safe
6 แสน
battle, but I'm not so sure it's going to be saved.
I mean, it
ตอนไหน
well, fault line to
Bloody
slow them.
hell.
Whoa! How's he got none of that, man?
He just moonwalked out of there.
That's ridiculous. Houdini level plays.
สวยแล้วไง
He's been learning from something. That was the some swing to save. What's going on there? The save swing.
They might be able to buy up around that
Yeah,
one.
they absolutely can buy up now. They had 2 players that could comfortably buy, and then another 2 that
แล้
were
วถ้าเต็ง
scrapping
สามช
together.
นะ
Plus
เต็ง
that
สองแต่
saved
แพ้เต็งสี่
weapon. Easy stuff.
Yeah. Off the back of that round, with EDG winning it.
How is Forsaken got such a powerful aura that they don't even shoot at them?
I don't know.
I need to get that in my rank games.
They just weren't expecting them there. I'm not too
Yeah.
sure. But this is 4 in a row now for EDG. To get us back on
แช
track
มป์น่าจะ
here
เป็น
in
รีเว
game
ทาน
one.
ว่ะ
We
ตอนเนี้ย
said, we're going to need to see that strong opening from EDG themselves on a map that
ไม่ถึงอ่ะ
we were kind of
Hey.
just raring to go to sing the praises of PRX on as a potential slam dunk 2-0 finish here, but they are showing no
ไอ้
signs
เหี้ย
of
นั่น
life.
อ่อน
They
เล
show
ย
that they will
เซน
pick
อะ
themselves
ไม่ไหว
back
หรอก
up when they get knocked down.
ว่าเจนจีแม่งแพ้ทางเว้ย
And what does the second G stand for?
Goat.
The first, oh, it's
เจน
goat
จี
goat.
แพ้ทางเซน
Smoke goat goatee. Of course, lovely.
ไม่รู้เจนจีหรือลาเกียที่แพ้
Rolls off the tongue.
Yep.
Yeah, PRX are in a bit of a tough spot here. They haven't been able to play their game really. They've been looking to try to set up these big retake scenarios where EDG are in more passive spots, and they've been looking to try to take fights through mid. But ever since the pistol round, Jishu's been extremely cautious.
Yeah.
He hasn't been taking very much of that space in mid, unless the whole team is splitting.
EDG are showing really good signs that they understand.
China
how to
number
control the
one.
tempo. They're not getting sucked into the fight.
เชนนัมเบอร์
Also showing, I think, good awareness of how PRX wants to
โอ้
take
ช็อ
this
กดาด
match,
สูตรว่ะ
denying
ไม่ใช่ช็อกดาดรีคอนขอพายโอ้โหมึงต้องเสีย2อย่างเลยเหรอ
PRX are set up
เสีย
with
โด
a
นด้วยเหรอไม่เสียครับ
trap play
เสีย
on
มาเอา
Jing's contact. He's just jiggling.
I don't like this though. It's very, very difficult to follow up on any of these kind of trap plays unless you have a showstopper. It's just
Go for it anyway. Paranoia does connect, but again, like you said, it's very difficult to follow up on any of this unless nobody, Chichu, are willing to give them the fight for it with a smoke.
at the same time, you're at least still
โอ้แม่ง
closing
รู้
off
แล้ว
B
ว่าอยู่
main,
นี่
so
แม่งอยู่นี่
you
ส
know,
อง
you're putting another
แล้วฝั่งนู้น
stall
ทำ
into
เล
it for
ย
the attacking
เอ้ยอยู่
team.
นี่3เพราะไม่ได้ยิน
EDG
เสี
were
ยง
not
ไอ้
fully
จริง
committed
เก็บ
to
ออม
B.
ติ
They were split, and they feed that
เรียบร้อย
information over to the other side of the
ซัม
map.
ติงกดอันตี
They
เบรก
can't
ไหม
go
เพื่อน
Yeah.
กดเลย
Benefit of running that slow D4 here. Something that
Ah,
is.
but it-
There's
ah, but
no
it-
way. This is. Oh,
Oh,
my!
พอดีเลย
There's no saving him.
เฮ้ย
What? No bullets landing, and now defended. Simon comes to his rescue. PRX willing to try and fight over this one. They don't want to give up this territory, and with the doubled up discipline, showstopper round and a bound. That's a kill. Claim for Jing. Anyone's getting here. At least it should have been looking like it, but PRX they just swarm into the site.
It's an absurd spot to go for a thrash, especially considering you're playing against a Neon.
ไอ้เหี้ยจังหวะนี้อันติโคตรดีอ่ะเขากำลัง
Got
จะ
the
เข้ามา
thrash
เลย
time in perfect. Didn't get the follow-up. T
Piggy,
held him
Piggy,
out.
Piggy, Piggy.
And crucially,
Piggy.
another point to
เป็นไปได้ต้อง
note.
พีคดิ
While we were talking about that
โอ้
fight over B
นี่ไง
main,
การเงินเป็นไงครับ
that allowed Jing to be able to pick up the ult orb and get the showstopper online. So he was one away from it at the start of the
การ
round.
เงินดีไหม
I was
แมทฟิก
talking about the fact I don't really like
Yeah,
that
lot
trap
better
play
move.
because it very rarely results in a kill
Ui, mày đi
unless you have the ult. But he used it to get the ult. He used that B main
โอ้
control
ซัมติง
really
ไอ้เนี่ย
importantly to be able to come in here and help out something.
โอ้
Two massive ultimates used though, and PRX still trail by one.
We couldn't kill him. Yeah. What the hell?
Just disbelief. I mean, I was gobsmacked.
Something, of course, is worried that there's going to be other people holding him in that spot. That's why he didn't go for the wide swing. Here's a wide swing.
Yeah, we're not
โอ้
slowing down.
เล่นเร็ว
That's
ใส่
the
ครับ
ride.
ยังเร็วไม่พอแล้วเอาไป2
Clean on
เล
the
ย
shoulders of Kang Jing from the side as
โอ้
well.
แล้วบอมตก
The slow
เรียบร้อย
drop
แล้ววอ
down
มา
on top of the
อู้
wall.
อู้อู้
Changes over EDG. Can't
โอ้ย
hold a
โอ้
candle
ทำมิ่ง
to
ไอ้
it.
นั่นฟอร์ซาเคน
And this is one of the first times where they've got the read perfect on where EDG were going to fight. They had so many players there. They had 4 stacks
ได้เร็ว
to
จั
the
งวะ
site that EDG decided
ไอ้
to
เหี้ย
go towards.
แต่ละราวแม่งที่เป็นไป
Just
ได้
looks
โค
like
ตร
you're
เร็ว
going
อ่ะ
into a
แป๊บ
blender.
แป๊บจบ
Yeah,
แป๊บ
and
แป๊
I
บจ
don't
บ
know why EDG rushed into trying to take that fight through A main precisely. They've been playing these slow defaults and they've been working out a lot.
They have, yeah. They haven't really been going for that fast elbow control too much. At the same time, when there's that many PRX players reading the play, I think he had gone for a slow approach. As long as they went A, PRX were ready. It was like man versus combined harvester. Very unfair.
They're just chewed to pieces.
Oh.
That is cheeky.
อู้
TikTok.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen this one before. The
Yeah.
EDG pulling that this year.
เหี้ยทีมนี้เอา
It's
ว่ะ
up in the hands
อาเซน
though.
อัพ
They
กันเยอะ
actually
ว่ะ
Omen teleported on top of the box to off it.
โอ้
Smoky!
ม็อกกี้เม็ดเดียวเลย
Goodness me, Adjustment just spotting it.
แล้วชุบขึ้นมาได้ครับ
The res is online though, so Devi will quickly be able to offset any of the disadvantages that came about from that.
But now, because of the TikTok wall, Divide doesn't have it for the retake. So if EDG
TikTok
get in, get
wall.
the plant,
They're going in for it. Still, Forsaken was incredibly committed. Jing on top, on high ground, on from the
ต้องลง
box.
แล้วครับ
Will
ไอ้
be
มุมนี้เล่น
toppled.
เล่นเยอะไม่ได้
you can plant and play a B main post plant here. Normally you
Don't
have to
long
play
let
aggressive, but with that wall gone, you can back up. And that's a huge
เขารู้แล้ว
advantage
เขา
for
ก็วางเป้า
EDG.
มาเลย
Now happily play for that one. Nobody has also got that ult in his back pocket with the Hampton's Fury.
มีควัน
It's an
มี
extra
น้อง
layer of
แก้
safety.
ฝั่งนู้นมีอันติมีช็อกดาด
The
โอ้
angle, the pings are flying forward, just trying to catch the line. Ensure that he
แต่
doesn't
ก่อน
miss
ต้องแตะก่อนช้า
any second of it. A tap. There's the ult. Paranoia from Smoggy. And to supplement here, Mindfreak out into the open arms. Time start to run short. Mindfreak trying to hold this line as well, ensuring that they can try and get this defuse online. Something with the wingman broken. It's running away from them. Device leaping into the
เอากระสุนหมดเลย
Summon upstream. Something's sticking.
กระสุนหมดเลย3คนครับ
Entirely.
กระสุนหมดเลย3คนครับได้ไวเข้าไป
What a fumble
ไม่
from
ไม่ตัวแรก
EDG
ไม่หมด
there.
ตัวแรกยิงอยู่
PRX, that's the game they want to play. They're so practiced in those retake scenarios, but they didn't even have the Sage Wall to work with. You very, very rarely see multiple players in B main both desperately trying to slam the clip back into their gun so they have enough ammunition to work with to spam.
There it is. We're waiting for that. It's like we played a laugh track in the
เอา
audience.
เอา
I'm not even sure
มึ
what
ง
that
มา
was
ดู
in
หน้าโค้ดมึง
reference
มั้ง
to.
อ่ะ
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
ไม่
I
ดู
mean,
หน้า
maybe
โค้
the
ดมึง
ball.
บ้างอ่ะ
Possibly. It might be because of that.
ขนาดนั้นเลยเหรอเพื่อน
You sometimes pull things from prior rounds, but PRX have been just winning the last 3, so got to assume it was something based on that.
ยังไม่รู้ตัวนะ
But that is, yeah, that's a round where EDG, I think, should have had
แม่ง
their
โดนเลย
opportunity
ตั
to
ด
play
ไอ
things
ตัวไหนคิดแผนวะ
their way.
Yeah.
Triple up, be able to force PRX to go into them. I guess one of the problems was they didn't have their own smoke. Normally when you get these big 5v5 post plants happening over towards B, the retake smoke that Mindfreak threw there is not that powerful because you just smoke it off yourself. One of the rare maps where you smoke yourself off from being able to see the spike.
Just so you can get in and potentially fight B main.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird how it works, but
ไม่ทุบไปเลยวะเล็ก
Simon's one away from getting
พวกง้างแขนขนาดนั้นแล้วอะน่าทุบเนาะ
see whether they decide to fight
Leg main
heavy
soft
over
long
B
one.
main to get that orb. Because that's exactly where PRX want to fight. It's another opportunity where they could try to run this trap play. But again, if Forsaken ults this, I'm not sure you can follow up that easily. Gonna go for a bit of aggro control. Remember that PRX can occasionally go for like
ใช่เหรอแล้วออดมี
the
อาการเหรอ
wall on top of that box.
อ๋อเรื่อง
You know,
เรื่องอเล็ก
the mid. We've seen them do
ตุ้ม
all
ตาม
sorts
นี่
of
ไล
weird
ออดมีอา
stuff,
การ
so
เหรอ
EDG have to be careful.
กระทุบแม่งด้วยเลยแล้วกันไลออดอะ
Jing. Drone's been broken. Kang expected the swing. It was too suspicious, I think, when a drone gets broken in that regard.
Yeah. Read like a book. An easy book, a young adult
ไลออด
novel.
บุก
Easily digestible. What is going on with this
Wait.
all? Okay, rolling thunder.
These are the kind of plays
Moving around.
these are the kind of
Red
plays
light.
I hate from
They
PRX
took me
though.
among
That
it.
is just such
Dude,
a waste
I
of
am
an ultimate.
smelling a timeout being called from PRX's side.
Which makes no sense because they've
No.
won 3 in a row.
But just to rein it in, get a bit of discipline back into the ranks. Forsaken. Got walkabouts here. Potential to be punished. No, now the reaction. EDG
หายละดาวายคนเดียว
alongside it. Divide. Can hear these footsteps. Many circulating all around him. Lovely adjustment of the rifle aim. Still, he's going to be paranoid. Up. Lines it up. No noise cues. Nobody able to follow up on this one, though, with a solo orbs. The defender still, he just turns away at precisely the wrong moment in EDG. Making sure that they capitalize directly on top of that one. That's now down to that 2 versus 3. Mindfreak and Forsaken. Up onto this retake.
Last player standing.
Forsaken dropping. Leaves it down to just Mindfreak.
เห็นแล้วครับ
Spotted Simon's positioning. TP into the corner. Stray bullets from nobody. It's precarious and now unwinnable. As I say that, he's found himself a corridor, a window, but peeking the smoke.
สบายสบาย
Nobody just hugging tight to the corner.
A little sloppy there from PRX. Taking their foot off the gas maybe slightly, or just not prioritizing perhaps the big tools that they had to be able to win the round.
That's an insane play with the rolling
Take
one.
it
Yeah, they wanted B main info. I guess they thought that there were going to be some EDG players over there. And Divide did a decent job at staying alive in elbow. He just got caught at the final moment. A couple of duels got the way of EDG, and they're looking nice for it. We see the Gecko operator picked up over towards B main. And this is an area of the map PRX have put huge value on.
And he's hit it. Nails the shot.
Down B.
Nobody's going to be dropping straight to the floor. Jingdo, re-exploration.
ไอ้
Set up by
จริ
any
งโดน
form of
ข้างๆรัวๆเลย
utility.
Expect
Bad deal,
EDG
bad deal
to be
เลยอะ
running those 4-1 defaults that I'm talking about. Actually, EDG have been more spread than usual today.
Another 2 threes. And a slower play of EDG. I said earlier, it's what got them that string of 4 rounds prior. Paranoia now as they bide their time, wait it out, now send it forwards with the war, but it's something forsaken. Wanted to try and play himself inside of this. What an adjustment by Kang Kang. Snaps it 90 degrees to the side, and now huge player advantage.
แต่แบบนี้บุกเดี๋ยวรอดูเปเปอร์เล็กบุกก็เดือดอยู่
He would be hurt if he went
6-6 ไป 6-6 กำลังสวยครับ ไม่แย่ไม่แย่
Something's
ดั
got
น
to
กัน
break
นะ
it. Somebody will just walk into his sight line, crosshair placement.
ดันกันของ
Just
ลุ
gonna
ย
be
นะ
broken off of that noise cue. The call hasn't been made. Wait, there's a back to these players. Back to back. Mind freak. He finds it finally with the kill. Now there's a paranoia.
เบิลนะ
An attempt to play them back in, but a flash in kind.
ไม่เบิลละ
EDG
ไอ้นั่นออนไกล
stalling
กัน
out. These Paper X players just for long enough, and Kang
ไอ้
Kang
เหี้ยคัง
squares
งัด
up.
เลยอ่ะ
It's more to that challenge. That's 3 in a
ได้ยิน
round for
เสียง
him.
แม่งงัดเลยอ่ะ
Something soul job now just to try and save on to this operator.
เหี้ยคังดุจัด
And he's going to be keeping it into round 12. Is he? Oh. Yeah, he's just survived with it. EDG find another round, take the lead again, up 6-5. But I'm reminded of what Steele was talking about on the desk of looking like there were comms issues there for EDG. Well, as soon as that trip was broken, Chishu should be aware there's somebody on the flank, and yet completely confused, didn't relay that over to Smoggy.
แม่งพีกเละเลยอ่ะ
Bizarre interaction. Paper X's economy though,
โอ้โอ้โอ้โอ้โอ้
it's not looking good here for the final round.
บุญชอบอเล็กก็ตรงนี้นะ
Round of this first half of Sunset, that's an
มัน
open
มีอะไรผิดพลาดตรงไหน
B
วะอเล็ก
side.
ไหนบอกกูดิ
Prime for the taking for EDG. The knife hasn't seen much. The dart even better. Doesn't get broken, so they know that the front section of B is entirely theirs. I'll send in the usual utility just in case.
Jing's got that showstopper online.
That's going to have to be the ticket, I think, for a chance of Paper X winning this round.
ดี
That
แก
and a share
แล้ว
of
มี
fame.
สไนโอ้
He's really been trying to farm these orbs.
Mr. Something
And
ไม่ได้
EDG
ทำอะไรเลย
have to play aggro, have to play on site.
They're straight up in through market. It's an aftershock and a slow orb as well. Kang Kang is
ข้างๆ
completely separated,
โอ้โห
isolated
ไม่
still.
โดน
Traded
แต่
out.
ข้างยังได้หนึ่ง
Just
โอ้
peeking
โห
over Chichu.
ละเอียดแล้วครับ
Still
ตา
alive
นี้
at the moment.
7-5 ครับ
Corner from the side of the operator in the hands of somebody.
ไอ้ที่ XD ก็ไม่ได้ฆ่า
Sent flying forwards to
ตัด
take
หนึ่ง
him there.
ต้อง
It
ตาย
should
นะ
be a kill.
สวย
Collected indeed. It
โอ้
is.
ดาวาย
And any defense
โอ้
gets
ดาวายเลยอะ
dismantled.
ดา
When
วาย
you're watching what happened on Icebox, a 13-3 map, they're on the attack side here. Their attack side looks deadly in a lot of these spots. They're execs onto site. The pistol's going to be vitally important.
Yeah.
At least just for giving you momentum and starting to build up to massive ultimates from
เอ
both
อ
sides.
ยิงไม่แตก ไอ้เหี้ยโดนใหม่นี่มันถึกดีเนาะโอ้คลาสสิก5ครับ
No
โอ้
one
โห
holding this. A main.
คลาสสิก
To be pushed by Kang Kang, of course.
Nen
One way
got.
space. Just looking to hold it. Nobody getting some information. Spotting the players now. Smoke's going to be cutting out off the picture from that one angle, and now call is made. They want to try and make a play now to the B split. Wall to give them safe passage. Be any spam going their way. Jing, Kavai, I should say, even just trying to get cheeky himself. There's smokes to be played in and out of. Jing is way ahead of it. It's a stun layer down and a flash on top of it with the paranoia blinded up. Dart is there. This is chaos. This is anarchy. And EDG,
โอ้ย
temper it, they control
ยิ
it
งนาน
at
จัง
least
อะ
for the time being. A player advantage to be found. Device wrapping all the way from behind. But backs are turned and EDG have
มั่ว
lost the plot.
มั่ว
And lost
เละ
track of all these players. They don't know which way to take it. To buy.
Oh.
There's potentially
With something.
worked up something 1v1.
โอ้
Not enough to
แม่ง
do
แม่
it.
งแม่ง
Simon.
แม่งแบบ
I called him the nuker to this
เละเลย
EDG
อะ
squad.
เกมที่แล้ว
But he's done it again for them.
แม่
He's
งซัด
been
กั
in
น
these
เละ
clutch
เลยอะ
scenarios over and
Backside
over
อะ
again.
When you're thinking about the way that Paper X and EDG are going to battle against each other, these are the rounds you remember back to in their 5 matches previous. And this is what you imagine it's going to be like the entire time.
โอ้โห
It's just bonkers. EDG are going for a big retake, death balled up together, and Paper X have got flanks on their flanks. They're looking around. How many shots were just into the back of people's heads there? Twisted and turned around, and yet EDG come out on top. Somehow able to control the chaos. Truly absurd.
Yeah, and a huge deal for EDG. A lot of teams will get lost in the mix of that, where Paper X normally
ดูพี่มึงเล่น
thrive.
TFT ได้ที่ไหนก็ที่นี่แหละ
Managed to take this pistol round out.
หมายถึงยังไงนะ
It's
ดู
not
เล่นได้ที่
great.
ไหน
Yeah, the only thing past that is taking a pistol.
He
You need to
doesn't
clean
think
it
he
up past this point, especially because Kang's just gone down.
They also haven't retrieved that gun. Smoggy didn't feel comfortable enough going forwards there in case he was walking into
แล้ว
the
เปิดหนึ่ง
stacks.
ไปก่อนด้วย
They've left that weapon on the floor.
ดูดีเลย
I'm not sure that Devi can necessarily know that. He hasn't re-peeked it, but he's calling the rest of Paper X over to take this fight. Spectre still down, like a treasure to be gathered.
ชิบหายละ
Pack mentality.
Oh,
here
Fed
from
Ha.
Paper X.
Oh.
EDG have really make sure to pick and choose this
ไอ้
timing.
เชี่ย
It's excellent.
ไอ้เชี่ยแฟด5โอ้โอ้ม็อกกี้ทำไมอะเพื่อน
But listen, eco kills at the end of the day. Nobody is too
โอ้
away now
ม็
from
อก
the
กี้
ult. I did say it needed to be cleaned up after that point, and that was about as clean as you can get.
Yeah, I mean, if nobody had gotten the ace, it would only be one all away from the ultimate. That's a really good ult from the defense side. So Smoggy doing a little bit of trolling, but that's okay.
All good. All good. They're going to be happy with that, I think.
Yeah, very happy.
บูทไม่เลยแม่งบูทไม่เลยแม่งบูทไม่
EDG
ด่าเลย
looking great here.
ถวยสัตว์
They're also still going to have a decent economy heading into the next.
คิดว่า
Buying
ทำ
up
แฟก
two bulldogs
แม่งด่า
into
เลย
this round. Paper X need this one.
มันโกรธกันอะ
Like I said, it's been 12 in a row for them on Sunset.
Oh yeah!
Easily beat EDG last time they played, but this time, Chinese team giving them more to worry about.
Trick just
เอา
trying to
เข้ามา
safety.
อ้า
Nobody's right through the smoke as
ว
well.
แมป
Expected
สาม
that
มา
timing.
เปล่า
Taking out two of them with just the Spectre in hand. He's working miracles over towards the B site and buying enough time for the rest of the team. What the hell is occurring here? Wingman up and over. Something with the plan still tapping. Here. It's flooding through an EDG. They want to take that fight. The skirmish is called for.
เละโอ้
They swarm
เละ
it in together.
อะไรวะเนี่ย
Destroying Paper X, not giving them any respect on site. EDG are in as soon as the flank is tapped.
มาแล้วครับอันนี้
Timeout
เข้า
called
เลย
already by Paper X. I mean, look how aggro they are. Dodging that first wave of utility and immediately running back in.
What the
Alex
fuck are you doing?
Not happy about the way he's played that.
นั่นแหละนั่นแหละ
Immediate timeout.
เรียบร้อยเลย
Whereas
แม่ง
things
บ่น
actually
ละ
sound quite casual on the side of EDG. But if you compare map 1 to map 2, of course they would be. It's nowhere near as bad.
เอาไป1ชุดใหญ่
Driving seat.
ให้กับ
Could be bringing
น้อง
it to that map 3 of Lotus. So far, so good. I mean, talking about these bonus round conversions, these
ๆไม่
pistol
ต้องจริงบ้าง
round
เมื่อกี้
wins
ไม่ได้
on
ดู
the back of it.
แต่สีผมเหมือนใช่
You just get so much momentum after this point. I mean, EDG have knocked down the economy of Paper X. They're now going to be working down with those half buys. Not just that as well. You know, you think about how important these ultimates are for the attacking side. They're going to have less opportunities to build them.
Yeah,
because of that.
if you want to talk about the odds for a sec, nobody's got his Hunter's Fury online. So this next round we're going into is an anti-eco for EDG. Then the next rifle round, they'll have the Hunter's Fury to win. Then the one after that, they'll get to Null Command before Jin gets to Showstopper, which means that Jin can't really use that ult. So the fact that you get this snowball happening at the start of halves, it has ripple effects that happen all throughout the later rounds. It's not just the economy in the moment, not just the rounds you get on the board. Who gets to which ults first matters
กระเด็นลืมเลย
enormously.
เหี้ย
Launch the bleeding.
And at this point, EDG are massively in the driver's seat. It's going to take something special from Paper X.
ต่อต่อ
But they are no strangers to pulling out miracle moments.
Now they've got that potential
Ginola
always
lah
there
yang
and you're
duduk.
waiting. There's a punish.
Ginola
Kang.
ว่ารีวิวจีโน
EDG,
ล่า
they heard that all being tapped and it wasn't quite tapped, it was a full committal. That is
ของดี
quite an
ไม่ทำเลยแม่งบอก
overextension
ของดี
potentially there from nobody, but he uses the drone to clear this through as well. Shot darts up and over something, peppered with the bullets, but still alive.
ดูดิมันรีวิวนั่นยังไอ้แฮม
Reclaiming the rifle.
บอก1 เต็ม 10ไอ้เหี้ย
ไม่ได้ทำอยู่แล้ว
Let's get a little bit scared, I think, when you open up.
แล้วมันกัด
Mistakes will give up plays and players like that, where Kang's just going
Kang
down,
good.
handing over a weapon to a team like Paper X. And it's an open A site as a result of it.
Forsaken has not been getting that aggressive. I'm not sure he realizes they're playing a retake at the moment.
Can't use
รอ
this
ฮิว
yet.
อยู่ครับรอฮิว
Work
อยู่
your
ค
way
รับ
up a little deeper and you spot trips in certain positions. It
อุ๊ย
can be
ตาย
a
เพิ่งได้ฮิวมาล้มเลย
trying to fake a re-hit B.
ไอ้เหี้ยดาไวบอกว่าไอ้เหี้ยแล้วรอเพื่ออะไร
They're faking.
Yeah, EDG here. Still want to try and hold their ground. Look at that, nobody. Ensures that there will be nobody crossing that main area.
เฮ้ยลุงเล่น
Most
แร
of
ง
the
เกิน
danger
จอยพังเลยเหรอ
evaporates with those few kills. Now the rifle is still alive in Mindfreak's hands.
ขวาไว้
Map control has been lost, but with only 17 seconds to do it,
Yeah,
time pressure is
yeah,
probably going to be a little bit too
yeah.
much here for these players. Forsaken holding in case there is that peak.
Forsaken doesn't want to keep a sheriff.
No, and he will be falling anyway. 8 seconds here. Does Mindfreak even... You've got to commit to this. Taps. Okay. Just looking to do damage, take some guns out of their hands, maybe keep this rifle. One of his own.
สายเล่นกล้องนี่หว่าดิโช
Not
สาย
going to
เล่น
hurt him
กล้อง
too
นี่หว่า
much. Take a look at this shot from something. It's not bad.
ล้ม
Rakan's
เลย
facing there into 3 players though. Bit off a little more than he could chew in that round, but it did not hurt them. Up to 10 for EDG. They've had a blistering open to this defense half.
เละเละ
Just had the read on PRX. PRX like to run a lot of fast rounds, and EDG have had the answer. Dial up the tempo
เข้า
themselves.
ใจ
on the
เข้าใจ
retakes.
ฟีลลิ่งมึงเว้ยอะไรกูเข้าใจเลย
Looking all the more likely that we end up heading over towards Lotus.
เจอเพื่อนร่วมทีมโง่ๆอะไรเงี้ยไม่ได้ดั่งใจอ่ะ
Simon gets
มัน
the
เป็นยังไง
info. These 2 players playing in there as well. This is something just exploring mid,
เห็นไร
essentially
กู
alone.
จัดตา
Trap
เป็น
play
ยังไง
on A, by the way. Cam takes contact towards where Forsaken is positioned, and they previously had a paranoia set up. They've decided to abandon that. Cam gets broken, and now they're on their own. Dual re-clear through elbow. But PRX are not really putting good pressure on the A site. EDG are able to retake this spot fairly easily, get themselves good info. PRX are heavily favouring B. And EDG have had the read.
Oh, and a knife is good as well
Feel
from Simon
boom,
once
boom,
more.
can't do
He's going to
no
pull
event,
players from
yeah,
EDG
but
back over.
ดูหนุ่ยเล่นแม่ง
The smokes
กูอยากจะควักลูกตา
now going to be sent out here. This is Mindfreak.
แล้วปาทิ้งอ่ะล้างคงไม่พอ
PRX trying to follow the cues.
Do they go for the sober roll?
กูไม่อยากเห็นอะไรแบบนี้
40
แล้ว
seconds left here. Wingman with the plant. It's an unusual position for it as well. Just maybe just trying to play ahead of the Hunter's Fury, but the plant goes down without any problem. Still that backside control as well, but a Hunter's Fury to try and play these players in EDG. They have that advantage once more with the players.
แมปสาม
PRX.
100%
They can't stand against it.
แมป300%
Get extinguished as they're just trying to pull towards the back of the side. Something weaving in and out past this wall, but he's only one man. What can you do in this spot? Up and over with the Dizzy. Nobody's defusing because he knows he's got that safety net. His teammates holding, and hold they will. Safe hands from Chichu. 11th round now for EDG. Once more the money. It's going to be awkward for PRX to lose his bonus. Definitely starting to accrue, but EDG at this point they are almost fated to go to that map.
EDG got a flurry of kills here when they're on the retake. Towards the back of Boba, PRX trying to force the fight. And EDG not going in as quickly as they had done in previous rounds.
โอ้ไลออดมองอยู่แวร์ไม่สนในสัตว์ไลออดไม่พอใจเหรอก็กูบอกแล้วกูทุบให้ด้วยแล้วกูเป็นอเล็กอ่ะ แล้วกูเซ็งอ่ะให้กูทำยังไงอ่ะไม่กูทุบตัวให้กูทุบมึงไหมล่ะอเล็กบอกมึงเอาหน้ามาดินี่แหละ
Thrash not seeing much in terms of the backside. Chewed up there by the trap wire. Wingman sent flying forwards here for the plant. Bullets spraying and praying away. Not enough to push back that plant, but the res is online, so something's back into the fight and into the skirmish. They want to try and hold it down, but now retreating out back and away here. There's a flank timer from Forsaken potentially there, but he's miles away at that. And EDG already in position here. Primed.
First passive post plant for PRX.
Showstopper sent out into the hands of Jing.
Simon's
Satchel
dead.
At his feet. A tap from nobody. And the angle from Chichu won't be safe from that one. He was seeing if he could do some of that damage ahead of time. Still nobody committing onto this one, but Smokey might have just returned that favor back at it. With the kills flying through, Forsaken by trying to buy time. Already there, everybody's down and out, but time. It worked against him in the end with that try. So PRX get up to 7.
But it's a bittersweet victory there for PRX. Their economy is going to be garbage coming out of this.
Yeah.
A tragic situation. The first time that they chose to play a passive post plant instead of trying to fight on site. And it worked. But then Smokey killed everybody and has ruined their economy heading into the next round. They're going to be coming in with 2 Guardians, no Boombot, no Mosh, only 1 slow, no Paranoia.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's go, let's go. น้องจริงบอก
They're prioritizing the weaponry, but their util is really missing.
Trying to keep the morale up as well.
ลบ โอ้ช้า
Edging
nobody
towards the end there. Just again another rapid approach. Just
อุ้ยเนียนเนียนเนียน
Just
อุ้ยเนียนจัด
wandering. He's a nomad at this point. There's no one to play.
Oh!
This one to jump spot.
Oh!
Miscommunication again.
Oh!
And Mind Freak will rip them off.
โอ้
Chichu now has to take risks.
เอ้ยไม่แน่ไม่
Knew he
แน่
had to
ไม่
play
แน่
the
จบ
forward
ตรงนี้
angle, just hoping that somebody would just
แล้ว
walk
ตาหน้า
into
จน
the
ปะเนี่ย
main position. But at this point, Paper X sealed up and stolen this round away.
Is that the kind of issue that's just going to get Paper X one round, though, and EDG quickly cover it? Or is that indicative of a larger problem that might allow Paper X to in? This is a larger problem.
Yeah.
อีกแล้ว
And Smoggy is just killing everybody.
You have to keep these guns. I mean, the economy is just too good for EDG. You're not even doing economic
อีกแล้ว
damage at this point.
แล้วหลังมาอ้าวแพ้
Really getting 3K.
Pair.
Plant.
Oh, Kang knows.
Oh, Pair.
Kang knows. Overdrive, wait. They can still make a play for this one. Smokes up.
No way.
No chance.
What
Mind
a
Freak.
throw.
He's going to have to spam and spray this one away. Defended. No way.
โอ้
Mind Freak. From
เริ่มด้วยไมฟรีกปิดด้วยไมฟรีก
No way. I just utter relief. A quick shake of the head.
ปิด
That
ด้วย
would
ไม
have
ฟรีกครับ
been a devastating toss of epic proportions. Mind Freak opens, Mind Freak closes. Everything in the middle was incredible trolling.
ไมฟรีกโอเพนไมฟรีก
That's
โอ้
technically a Red Bull clutch from Mind Freak.
Oh, oh,
Should
oh.
never have been. And I think the desk deserved that one. But look
They
what's done to
deserve
the economy
that.
again. Double Guardians. At least this time they could pick up a bunch of util. But there's no
ใช่
flashes on
ใช่
Forsaken.
ใช่ใช่ใช่ครับอเล็ก
that
ใช่
you're
ครับ
working with your Paper X.
ใช่ครับใช่ใช่ใช่ใช่
Pure scraps.
ต้องงั้นลุย
On individuality to bail
ไอ้
you
เหี้ย
out once more.
ไม่โคตร
Push by EDG.
ไม่โคตรอารมณ์อ่ะไอ้เหี้ยไม่โคตรอารมณ์
No
อ่ะ
Sentinel.
ไอ้
Exactly.
กูชอบอ่ะเล็ก
Got
ไอ้
the traditional sense.
FC อเล็กป่ะ
Mind Freak's back is wide open to the world. The rolling thunder to clear out most of
Yeah,
the side as
Alec
well. This game of
Mesut.
timings, but Mind Freak is not going to expect this one as well because, well, a flash, hold on. Forcing it out, and he does at least collect the one here. Forsaken, he's got to try and stem this bleeding. There's a cage up into his face with the bullets. Flying forwards here, bits and pieces of lead. Suppression though, across the board. No abilities
เอา
to
เดิน
play
เอา
with. Pure
ไอ้เหี้ยเดิน
gunplay has to
แม่ง
try
เดิน
and
เอา
reign
ถุงครอบหัวมาไอ้
supreme.
สัตว์
Save the day forward,
ไอ้เหี้ยพอตะเคนบอกให้แม่งหัวหายไปว่าหาไม่เจ
Get
อ
the step of the Paper X
แม่ง
players.
รอด
Roll up
ไอ้
from
สัตว์
to Vi. Simon will go down. He's post-mortem. It's the ult that just fades away. The player positioning from EDG, it should be known, should be noted, but they're putting a squeeze now entirely onto these
Oi,
players.
Mocky,
And individuality will not save something, not out of that spot.
Oi, Mocky.
Great movement from Chichu.
โอ้ยเหี้ยไป
The
ด่ามันบอท
12th
ทอมแฟก
round tallied up,
ไหนละมึง
added to the total. EDG now, they
Du
can
Mocky.
feel it. They're on the brink.
มึงดูม็อก
A
กี้ดิ
really nice call from EDG on a round where not all of them had full weaponry. And Paper X struggled enormously to get into good post-plan positioning there. They're all in solo spots. That's allegedly a dizzy flash that catches
Wait.
onto Kangkang.
เฮ้ย
According to the assist, not that
Bam.
I saw it at all. But Paper X were very slow. Like I said, they got some good post-plan spots there. They didn't play off the guy's contact. They left him until last alive. Big errors.
มาเรื่อยๆมาเรื่อยๆเครื่องติดเครื่องติดเครื่องติด
After winning 13-3 on map 1. It looked done. It looked dusted.
เอาเละอะ
And yet EDG rise from the ashes, still with a chance of going to playoffs.
เนี่ยอเล็กแม่งมันจริงว่ะ
That's what
John,
is at
Alex.
stakes here for both of the teams. I mean, of course, elimination
ข้างๆเรื่อง
said
ระ
it
วัง
all
ตัว
day long, but to make playoffs.
เหี้ยน่ากลัวว่ะเหี้ยใครอยู่ข้างอเล็กอะ
Last team to do it at that. To the B split. Thrash clears the way and paves a path, open through into market. Trips going to be tangled and Gorging, who's lit up there, I believe, potentially by some trips, and it's played off of beautifully.
Okay,
EDG
yeah.
are right into it, and they want to try and shut this down immediately. Hunter's Fury, peek by Forsaken. There's the punish. 3 left to stand.
โอ้
Insane mechanic.
โอ้
ข้างๆดี
Against the hand and steady aim of Kang Kang.
With both of
You
these
have to believe
compositions,
that,
I'm looking at them. It
die
looks
by.
like EDG should have a big advantage in any rebel fights.
Already seeing it. So Flash to try and set them up nicely early here, but the
เจ็บ
nade
ครับเจ็บ
cuts out the rest of Kang Kang's team. EDG
Paper X decide not to commit. They're looking to not even really trap, because otherwise you'd be expecting Mind Freak to be playing at
ร้าน
that
ก็ส
door.
วย
They're
ครับ
looking to just go for a 5-person
Wait.
re-clear.
And it's being held. There's almost an expectation of it from EDG with a paranoia crossing its way up.
อุ้ยมาฟีกมาฟีก
cut. EDG advantages to be found and hard here, especially when the
เฮ้ย
shots
แม่งไม่หันเลย
don't land
something
and find that
ไอ้เหี้ย
mark.
something ไม่หันมาหน่อยเหรอ
He's doing entirely
เรียบร้อย
all here. And the shot into the corner. It's
เรียบร้อ
beautiful.
ยเปเปอร์เล็กครับ
And set the
ดี
stage.
ครับ
And our map 3 into motion for
แปลกๆไม่ยอมไปเช็คตรงนั้นวะ
EDG. They were so damn aware.
Yeah, that's such a sick lead from EDG. The call there to completely hide, wait for PRX to re-clear, and notice that even when PRX are re-clearing, they don't
มัน
trigger
พี่ไม่
the
รู้ว่า
fight.
ที่
They
นี่
only
พี่เสียง
trigger
เบา
the
หรือเสียง
fight
เป็น
when
อะไร
the
ยังไง
dog
อะ
is
มัน
used, when they realize that they're not just going to leave. EDG wanted the A site without any fuss. They didn't want to cause any trouble, but PRX had to decide to take the fight, so they made them pay.
ชั่วข่าว
Now with the guns in their hands as well, once more, same beginning. Doors opened up though.
I think the reason that PRX have changed their composition, by the way, to one that they used to run in the past, is
เดี๋ยวควัน
because
เยอะ
they're
ไม่ใช่
facing
ควันมัน
the
เลยสัต
Neon,
ว์
Double Initiator, Clove.
และสมอกกี้ตัวนี้โหดด้วย
EDG's comp should want to go fast. It pushes a lot on the defense side as well. And so having those trips up, I guess PRX are just thinking is more valuable than running the double duelist, double initiator comp that they were previously testing out.
Yeah, it can be incredibly good.
It's an old comp though.
Heavy committal. This is Kang Kang. Just trying to lock it down, but only 20 bullets into the clip. Luckily,
แฟดไม่ค่อยดีเท่าไหร่
got teammates
หลบได้
and backup in spades. Nobody
Well,
shuts
hang on,
down
it's
Eco round.
It gets fairly close to Nightfall. Probably won't have it online for round 3. So, looks
แล้ว
like a
มา
bit of
แล้ว
a
ครับ
dry bonus, but we'll have
โบนั
that
สลาว
one of these potential
EDG
swing
ปืน
rounds.
ใหญ่2 กระบอก
At the end of the day, though,
Let me
with
do
all
highlight
that
bar, yeah.
conversation around
ดูแล้วครับ
เดี๋ยวโคตรแมน
around the compositions, I got to think back. The smartest man I know once said,
ใช้ปืนอะไร
"You get shot, you die," and he was quoting you.
Oh,
So,
well, how about that?
yeah. Even some smart people will repeat
Yep.
what you say.
Exactly. Some signs of intelligent life coming from me.
เรียบร้อย
Nade up and over. This is
เอา
PRX
โดนประตู
opting into
ดัน
the
เอ้า
fight. The skirmish
ทำไม
once
ตัว
more.
ไปข้างหน้าแปลกๆอ่ะ
Toppling, falling, something not able to evacuate. Goes out now. That's to survive. The mind break is hard. Committed. Can't reset the aim.
จีจี
Only one player found from that one. Devigo and re-exploring. Util out into the few hands of these players, but already he's going to be aware of it. And yet sees the barrel. So now he knows his timing taking against it, but the Prowler waiting it. No way. Peak not together. Still it's
เอ้
there.
ยหนุ่ยเชียร์
Second liner right behind him.
หนุ่ยเชียร์เร็วด้วยประเด็นไอ้สัตว์
เอาเหรอ
เชียร์ไม่ไหวแม่งติด
PRX's
เชียร์เร็ว
Lotus, a map that they enjoy
ไป
playing,
เช็คกี่แมปอะ
but after how
มันเหลือแบ
Sunset
บนี้แล้ว
went,
มาเชียร์แบบนี้แหละ
this is
แล้วพอ
looking
ร์ตเร็วเลย
like
ครับ
a massive turnaround, a flip compared to map 1. EDG pick up pistol.
โอ้โหไม่งโดนล็อก
The
ขา
bonus round. This is what catapulted them to success in the second half of Sunset.
โอ้งี้จริงไม่ได้มาตามนัดดิ
And already.
จริงไม่ได้มาตามนัดดิเท่านั้นอ่ะ
Couldn't be more different reactions from the coaching staff.
Absolutely. The death slam. You
โอ้
know, that sacrifice. The timeout button
โอ้
being
พี่อ
hit.
เล็กพี่อเล็ก
After 3 rounds,
พี่อเล็กเอาเร็ว
the
จัดอะ
tag
ทำเอา
timeout.
เลย
And again, I mean, when it comes to strategy, it could be something as simple as like, guys, stop trying to opt into this A-Rubble fight when you're getting outvalued of util. It could also just be mentality. It could just be him trying to calm the nerves. But the reason this is absurd is because Alex has literally just had the opportunity to do that
ผมขึ้นนำ
3 rounds ago before
1-0
they
เอา
were in
แล้
the map.
ว
Yeah, but he's obviously
Yeah.
not focused on a specific
แข่งใคร
element
แข่ง
that
ตัวอะไรอ่ะ
PRX are then messing up
Finley
or
ปะเนี่ย
just wants to reiterate something, get them back onto the right track. It is crazy early for a attack timeout like this, though. And I think that
Diego
indicates
Jota
the stakes in this kind of situation. Everything that we were talking about on
Finley
Icebox,
เหี้ยแล้ว
about it
ตัวจริงลงหมดเลย
being
เนี่ย
bitter disappointment for EDG,
อ้าวไม่ใช่
and
เฟลลี่เหรอ
fighting to break through in China, getting overtaken, they can't go in groups and having Europe bombing out. Everything there
น่าจะเอาจริง
also applies, perhaps
เป็น
even
ดีแอ
more
ร์โจ
to
ท่าซา
PRX.
ร่า
It's mirrored. I
They,
think.
man.
they used to fight for trophies,
โอ้ตัวจริงเลย
been overtaken
Hindi
in
naman.
Pacific, and now they might end up going out in groups here at Champs. A fate that they've met before. Though that did precipitate a roster change.
It certainly did.
สู้ไม่ได้ว่ะ
รอดูตัวใหม่ดีเลย
Once
ดู
more
ดีเมนดี้
EDG. Listen, if it didn't
เฮ้ย
broke, don't fix
ตัวหัว
it.
เลยตัวเนี้ย
His A hits have been given access to the sites over and over again.
They realize it's a retake setup. They don't have very much retake
เนี่ยจีนเข้า
utility
ไป
with
ออก
PRX,
กี่ที
so
มัน
you've
เนี่ย
only got to worry about a Sky
สองหรือ
Flash
สาม
paranoia, really.
ทีละหนึ่ง
Laser, the Boombu's already being used to try and
Are they leaving?
later path for PRX.
Let me
Yeah,
kill
I
him
mean, the
with that.
util's already being used.
PRX have read it. This is
Delete,
strange from
delete,
EDG. They have the ring lead, and now
Sky Kang! Goodness me, close quarter combating. He's hoping an opt-in in for that upgrade, but it just opens his
Lord.
Luca Prime for the bullet to the back here. Smoggy also supplements off to the side, off angle from Divide, but not enough to stay alive. Simon!
อ่อนเนี่ย
Goodness gracious
ไอ้
me!
เหี้ยโดน0-4ครับ
he
เป็นเพื่อนเล็
has
ก
been so consistent for them in
ไอ้
those
เหี้ย
tight
มาแบบให้ดีใจแมป
situations.
แรก
In the tough
13-3 นึกว่าแบบ
spots,
ชิล
Simon has been there
ตอนนี้ทุบเละแล้วครับ
already, paying dividends.
Oi.
The value that he's brought to this team. He's not always at the top of the scoreboard. He doesn't have the prettiest stats in the world, but he's good for big moments. It's an important asset for a new player to have. Bailed them out of a tough spot there. All smiles and laughter for Haodong, but that one got a little dangerous. And something has the op.
I mean, how do you even play this? The posture of the util though, EDG
เหี้ยแม่งมาเฟกโอ้โหสู้ไม่ได้เลยครับหน้า A ครับ แล้วไม่ได้เลย แล้ว B ชิลเลย
All over the map.
แล้วรีเทคโอ้โหลำบากแล้วครับ
EDG, they're already into the fight. Sometimes, yeah, I mean, Divide spam down, what is that, just into the corner, tucked. Maybe seeking to play spoiler, nobody pushed back.
ทำไม PRX เป็นอย่างเงี้ย
Away from the plan, once more another tap, he's seeing if there's any more util that came from PRX.
เนี่ย BIA กลับบ้า
Shut out
น
entirely from this B site.
รีเทคไม่ได้หรอกสไน
Composition itself is just not situated for these retakes.
ลองดู
Even
ล
the
องดู
util that they
มีเวลา
have
ครับ
is
ค่อยๆแง้ม
ซัมตี้จะสร้างอะไรบางอย่าง
essentially
ค่อยๆ
gone.
แง้มต้องค่อยๆแง้ม
As soon as Divide falls, he gets taken out of the fight here. The Haunt dealt with something with the dash as well, but there's no value to be had. Nobody's giving him that fight.
โอ้เซฟว่ะ
And what
ยากไป
a
ยากไป
call to
หลาย
make.
มุม
It looks
เกิ
like
น
they're
เว้ย
just going for the save.
5แล้วว่ะ
Brutal.
Dude,
If you don't want to play these retakes, though, why are you putting all of your Cypher utility and your operator on the same site?
that's the question.
And leaving B completely open. They 3-stack C, they put their op and the Cypher A. So both of those sites, very difficult to crack into. And you could give credit here to EDG that they've been conditioning A fights over and over at the beginning of this game. So maybe PRX felt comfortable in some degree that it wasn't just going to be a fast B hit. But if you do leave it open like that, there is no Viper wall you can put up to flash yourself in and try to isolate the entry. There's no
way.
no snake bite, no nanoswarm, nothing like that that you can use to try to isolate Kangkong from the rest of the team.
Yeah, and I'm not saying no way.
พอดีปะเนี่ยพอดีปะเนี่ย
Analysis.
Party dog, wasn't it?
It's all fine and dandy. I'm saying no way
Party.
at this. It's a second
ไม่ไหวครับ
timeout
เลิก
called
เกิน
for
ครับ
PRX. We're in
และเสียสองพอร์ตเลยอะ
round
เป็นเปเล็ก
6 of map 3. It's an elimination game. It's the final game of groups. Your final path to playoffs for the final event of the year. And this signifies to me just a complete collapse.
Yeah, it's brutal that Alex feels like he has to hit the panic button after 3 rounds and then after 2
ทำไม
more.
มี2 อันอ่ะ
He just
ครึ่
spoke
ง
to
ไง
them.
ครึ่ง
If you want to think about how PRX's year has gone, a bit of a miracle run by their own words for them in Madrid to be able to make 3rd place. They got a podium finish, something they're very used to. Had many of those last year.
โคตร
But
เร็
they
ว
went from that 3rd,
Yeah,
slipping down in
แม่งมี
Shanghai
อาการ
to
จัด
5th,
อะ
6th. Now looking like
แม่ง
they
เวียนหัว
might end
แล้ว
up
นะ
getting creeped here at Champs. Are
ไม่
they
ไหวแล้ว
getting worse?
ว่าไม่
Is
กลั
there
บ
more
มา
competition?
มันโดนแบบ
Is this a signifier that
สองพอร์ต
something
แบบเนี้ย
doesn't
ไอ้เหี้ย
work
ใจ
about
เสีย
their
แล้วเป็นเปเล็ก
play
อะ
style, that they're going to have a reboot? All of these questions are
ใจ
going to
เสีย
be
เลยอ่ะเจอสองพอร์ต
asked
รัว
if indeed it plays out like this.
Swirling and circling around this team.
มูฟไม่ดีแล้วอะ
Because it has to be pulled back here and now for
โอ้ไม่
PRX. There's no
เพย์ออ
more
ฟไม่มีเป็น
time.
เปเล็กเพย์ออฟแรกปะเนี่ยที่ไม่มีมัน
Alex to step back in.
This looks like a much more sensible defensive setup, though.
Daddy.
I think Alex is already calling to spread out this stuff. Get the Cypher over C, get the op posted B.
What's going on here? Mindfreak, he's just opened up the door wide here. The sightline called. Holding over the shoulder with the operator through to Mountain is called for this pause. EDG making sure to let these PRX players simmer. Time has been bought though. Following the sound cues, PRX are in position to potentially take this fight forwards with the boom bot. Led up into the corner. They're going to be aware that there's a player Holding onto the corner into this angle with the Seekers and another flash to play themselves in. This time, the gunplay, it does come out for the goods. And they are winning the day, paving the way to a successful round. But Kangang's got something to say about it. Up and over the box, cannot stop Jing. Feeling empowered with the rest of his team behind him. They get that round on the board, eliminating the goose egg.
There's only 2 pieces of plant denial in Paper X's comp. The nade and the showstopper when Jing has it online. So they've got to be more creative in ways of slowing EDG down. Instead of throwing utility to get ready to set up for a flood retake like that, they open the door, which slows EDG down and stops them from getting the plant until Paper X are in position. Beautiful end.
Let's go, let's
There
go,
was
let's
still
go.
some anti-synergy even then though, because they opened the door and popped the cage at the same time. So they cut off their own op site
ปะทะ
line.
ที่หน้า A ไอ
Another
ซิม
rubble
ออนมี
fight.
อัน
You
ติ
gotta be
เรียบร้อยดิ
kidding me. EDG are going to be loving this.
Yeah, mass pings all about here. Showstopper, no
ไปแล้ว
worries
หนึ่
or
ง
concerns because of the rolling thunder still. Adjustment,
Okay,
Showstopper the kills, and the bullets at least lay claim to the life of Chichu, and now the rolling thunder to get EDG back in
โอ้
there.
ซิมออนได้หนึ่งครับ
Bullet to the back of the head of Divide, could not evacuate in time.
โอ้
Something trying to get aggressive on the flank.
And he's going to be
โอ้โห
finding
ติง
it,
ไอ้เหี้ยมา
Smokey.
ได้ไงอ่ะ
Standing his ground. Looking to plug in the gaps potentially there in case the flanks were on
ติงยังเอาความได้เปรียบกลับมาได้ครับ
EDG now with that tempo increase. I'm going to speed this one up into the ace. Jing, there's no way you're taking this, man. You have no teammates to back you up. You want to take the fight straight up. You could have waited still. Forsaken has been played in and does get that trade in play.
มันดับเบิลพีค
Anticipation is there, but a shoulder peeking out is all something needs.
แดชชิกเป้าหาเข้าแดชชิกเป้าหาเข้า
Putting a squeeze down, nobody surviving.
แล้วไม่มาเล่นด้วยกันปะ
But a wrap around. Up and away, Heaven player expected, missing the
โอ้โห
timing.
เกือบไอ้เชี่ยเอ้ยมาด้วยกันดี
A close
จะ
one
ชนะไหม
for
จะช
Paper
นะไหม
X, second onto the board. Forsaken saves the operator, and that push out from something made all the difference. He had to get that timing and punish EDG for not running a sentinel in their composition. Otherwise, they had
ถ้า
so
มัน
many
หันถูก
options
กับ
to
ว่า
maneuver
โดน
around
อี
the
กอะ
map.
โดนแน่
He forced EDG to speed up as soon as Smoggy went down.
เนี่ยตอนแรกก็อยู่ตรงเนี้ยด้วยกันน่ะ
And then,
แล้ว
you're
ก็เดิน
right, Jing, it looked a little adventurous the
ทิ้งไป
first
เลยทิ้ง
time,
เลย
but
แม่งทิ้งเลย
eventually got that synergy working with
ได้
Forsaken.
วิ่ง
Can EDG still be playing aggressive whilst covering the flanks? I was critical the last time they stacked their operator on the same side of the cipher, but this time, at least they have that trip B, and they've made the right read.
ติงมาแล้ว
Flash was haunted over as well, so something can't take that early.
ติงแทงแน่
Angle, but now does the dash. The prowess
นั่นไง
his head just poking clean out. It's taken off of his shoulders.
โอ้โหโดนตัน
Kangkang straight up in there, Jing. Wants to try and even this one out with the bullets flying forwards again. He has not been cleaned up, but he's trying to bring his team back in. Forsaken. He's dropped
เฮีย
as
มั
a
กกี้แม่ง
result
นัก
of
เลงดี
it.
ว่ะ
โอ้ฟ้า
It's crumbled again here for Paper X.
ว่า
Just trying to play fast and loose into the site. Flood anchoring the
แพ้
defense.
ขึ้นหน่อยนะขอขึ้นหน่
Broken
อย
and crumbled. Divide with a trailblazer, spotting these players out with the paranoia. It's good to play themselves
Oh,
in,
don't
but Jing
bot
is
เพื่อน
caught,
ด้วยปะเนี่ย
blinded up by it, and as the smokes fade away, there's no chance, no hope. It's Chicho with 3.
แล้วไม่มีพอแล้วครับ
Wraps up the round
เหมือน
nice
จะเป็น
and
บอร์ดเพื่อน
pretty.
นะเพราะเมื่อกี้หมา
Puts that
เจอ
6-1 down on the
แล้ว
board
ไม
here
ฟี
for
ก็บอร์ดมา
EDG.
ตรงนั้น แล้วจริงโดด
Kangkang
ไป
is
ครับ
not going to get caught
Don't
by
do
an
one
off
bot
play
play.
like that.
ต้อง
He
รอดู
read
นิด
it
นึง
so well.
คิดว่าบอร์ดเพื่อน
Got
นะ
aggressive into the site, making space for the rest of the team. And Paper X just didn't have that setup they needed to go for the retake.
ไหนดูดิ
Nice.
I am loving the how
Did you
long.
ดูว่าบอร์ดใคร
We've heard it a couple times now, and it's
เฮ้ย
getting
เชี่ยแม่ง
better
ช้า
and
จังวะ
better. Paper X have 4 players over towards A. They want to control rubble. They need that comfort that A is locked off. Their comp doesn't thrive with it though, and EDG have taken B instantly.
Full recognition of the gaps that the composition leaves open.
พี่จีไม่ดุวะ
B plant, a slight tap from nobody. But
Wait,
now
I-
it's
Ui.
something! He's so ahead of his team, they just
Wait,
can't quite play
Smokey.
off of this one.
What
There's a
the
flash
fuck?
into the places.
แม่งยืนเคาะอยู่อย่างนั้นอะ
Back
โอ้โห
and away with the door open, Forsaken. Not
โอ้โห
anticipating
จิ๊
it.
กโชว์
Fully blinded though to buy. Not wanting to give up the sights,
Oh.
but smoked off,
แพง
cut
แล้ว
out
ว่ะ
of the
เป็นไปเล็ก
picture.
ไอ้เหี้ย
It's him against 3. No more money to buy for the next tier.
โอ้
Bitter pill to swallow. You just have to save it away.
จบครับ
keep the rifle into the next, give up another round for EDG, because at this point, EDG, they are running away with it.
จีนมาดุจัด
It might look like
แล้ว
unorthodox
พอยังไงอ่ะ
positions on
ไม่มี
both
พอแล้ว
sides.
คุยกับเด็กๆไงอ่ะ
There could not be a bigger gap in terms of value from the picks at the moment. Paper X's defense.
อเล็กไม่ทุบ
Honestly,
แล้วอ
it's
ย่างเงี้ย
not been their strongest side on Lotus
อเล็กไม่
historically.
ทุบแล้วเพราะว่าปล่อยแล้ว
Maybe you could throw some cope out there and say, oh, well, you know, if they get up to 4 or something and grab the pistol. But the trade came through so late, like even the small details. I love the movement from something. It's fantastic. That next player needs to be through the door immediately. You can't be waiting for the paranoia to come through or sync it up at the same time.
เปิดประตูปุ๊บแต่ปัก
It feels rusty from Paper X, like they've pulled an old comp out of the wardrobe and it's full of moth holes.
Those gaps as well. Holes as you put it. It's EDG. Here, ready to try and capitalize. Simon.
ไม่ได้อีกหลอนนี่เฮ้ยหลอน
Ready
แม่ง
with bullets.
จังหวะแบบเนี้ยหลอนไม่ค่อยจะได้ ตั้งแต่ไอ้สมอง
All of
กี้
the
ยืนเฉ
reclear
ยๆแล้ว
backup.
There.
Kang Kang spots one. Expecting some kind of bait and switch.
PRX going for the old tried and tested here, just trying to follow these sound cues. Chichu denies that chance of any sort of information, but Kang Kang's going to be dropped here. The stun was good! And already racking up the kills.
ตันลงแหล่งจัดอ่ะสอง
Team
ตัวไอ้
happy
เหี้ย
to play off the back of it.
กินผ้าเลย
Open sight once more.
Where are you?
Rifle in the hands of Mind Freak. Forsaken is very much isolated though, in through the sight as well. Shoulder spotted, nobody gets that
เห็น
information.
เห็น
Calls for the rest of his team here. Weapons are going to be picked up, but again, in inevitability, EDG. Fault
ยิง
line.
สู้ไม่ได้อ่ะ
แม่8-4 8-2
Just roots Forsaken out of spot. There's no safety to be held at the back of that side there. 8-2 EDG.
ไปจะต่อยแล้วเหรอ
And they can feel it. What a recovery. What a turnaround. Losing map 1 13-3. And then kind of pasting Paper X on their own map pick.
กลับ
Holding
บ้านเรารักรอ
and
อยู่
now demolishing them on Lotus.
พี่จีนมาเหรอ
The momentum could not be more one-sided.
ซีซั่นนี้ก็
The
จบลง
scales
แล้วครับ
have
สำหรับ
tipped
Paper X
thoroughly in EDG's favor. They go fake a rubble fight, hoping that they bait out a push over towards Mound.
โอ้
Jing
แม่ง
doesn't bite.
หน้าเอคือสู้พี่จีนไม่ได้เลยอ่ะ
Making the rotate himself
หมด
over
สิทธิ์สู้เลยอ่ะจีนอ่ะ
waterfall.
จีนเอาสุดจัด
Leaving
อ่ะ
C weak, leaving B weak, going to reinforce a site that EDG have no interest in.
And they're stacking over towards A.
มิดลาว
PRX are doing this play when they already have a deep cam that's committed.
That's what I'm talking
อะไร
about.
ยัง
It's,
มี DIX เข้าไปอยู่ครับ
in no way refined what we're watching from
ได้เคลียร์
Paper X's
DIX
defense.
กับ
I think they've
Yeah,
pulled
but
this comp out because they thought it would be a good counter
คิด
to
ว่าเป็นเล็กชุดนี้
EDG.
อิ่มตัวยัง
And they're just not
ยังไปได้
practiced
อีก
enough
แต่
with
เป
it.
ซิฟิกอาจจะยังท็อป
Not
แต่ใน
anymore.
อินเตอร์ผลงานเล่นไม่ค่อยดี
Maybe tides will turn on the attack side. Something possibly could have made me believe with that peak.
ดีอยู่ทัวร์นี้ทัวร์แรกก็ไหนที่มัน
Daring them
แย่
to fight. Follow up
ทัวร์
past
มา
it.
ส
The
เตอ
cam
ร์
is
ที่แล้วเป็นไง
finally
วะ
broken. And Delta Divide, that's a peak off of his own
เนี่ย
flash.
อะไรอ่ะ
And he's just never going to be favoured there. Too many positions to play the anti from. EDG once more. Roll out the red carpet at this point. It's easy access to these sites, and the retakes just have not been there. PaperX will make a good go of things once more. This time out through the back. Satchel's in play. Attack from Simon. There's that uncertainty up through. Not dead yet. Smoggy back into the fight and the fray, but the kills. Collected bodies. Toppled, falling. Smoggy needs to be given something here to play his teammate in, but nobody's now going to be that
แม่งพีอย่างเดียว
last
เลยไอ้
one
เนี่ย
left.
ข้างบนยืนรอ
So
เขาพีค
1v2
มาอย่างนั้นแหละ
12 seconds.
เล่นอย่างนั้นแหละง่าย
Whistle down to
มันไม่มีอะไรเลยเว้ย
zero.
Seconds left.
ๆ ไม่มีอะไรเลย
And 2 bullets left in the chamber.
I have
There's no more
ใคร
options.
ทำอะไรอ่ะ
เดินไปเล่นคนนึง
For any
แค่นั้นแหละ
chance, and Forsaken knows it. Wrapping around, a third on the board here for PaperX. The question is it too little, too late?
Before the switch.
These pre-takes are the only things working for
8-4
Paper
ไหม
X. They had many players heaven as the plant was going down. Finally got the read that they were on the right side. Huge amounts of aggression. EDG didn't have
กำลัง
anybody
ศึกษา
that
เกมนี้
deep
ทำไม
that
ข้อมูล
really
เยอะ
stopped
จัง
them.
One more, one more,
But
one
like
เลือก
I
คอม
said,
เดียวกัน
that's the
เลือกคอมเดียว
only
เล่น
thing
ไปก่อน
that's been working for them.
ฝึกคอม
Can
เดียว
they
กัน
find another
ง่าย
option to
8-4
do
ได้
that?
ปืนพกถือว่าโอเค
Can they
นะ
make the showstopper turn into a round victory and
ได้เลย
8-4 half with a pistol?
ๆเฮ้ยแถบ
Suddenly,
เต้เป็นไง
there may be a glimmer, a flicker of hope.
Salvageable. Forsaken just opened up the door wide.
เย้
ที่จะสร้างสถานการณ์ครับเจสัน
His cam's got a little bit of info.
Yeah, spotted that out and not actually broken as well as a result.
I'm not sure how much he saw though. He was barely on it for a second. He's just looking for question marks on the minimap.
นี่ในความต้องเข้าผ่านเกม LL ใช่
Don't know whether he saw any.
ทีแม่งรวมตีครับ
Round has been slowed down to a crawl though.
But again, PRX have got their defensive players in the right side, unless this is a pivot.
Ball's broken. Fault line as well to try and play Kang into this spot with
One
a trip
more
broken
hookup, oh my.
down. Something might want to make a go of things here to hear the ult popped off as well. Kang! That's a return of the fire.
ไอ้เหี้ยแล้วกล้องสวับไป
Or
สวับ
B-side
มา
could
ไม่
be
เห็น
that
ช็อตที่
potential
แม่งยิ
option
ง
and a paranoia already wasted out.
something,
PRX no
yeah.
longer having that tool to play with smokes up in their face. Aftershock as well. Right, Freak does peek up the flash and plays himself in, but EDG still holding strong. Not willing to be displaced from this position.
ไม่ไหววะ
PRX might have that surrounded, but again, they are fully aware. EDG knowing all the tricks up the sleeves of the PRX players, the seas of the connection, all the acknowledgement you need. An open sight, but a taking on to see.
ไอ้ยี่ด่านนี้เขาไม่เล่น
And
กัน
an
เลยเว้ยส
impossible
กาย
situation for Jing to play.
ว่าคอมเปเปอร์เล็กแม่งเก่า
จะกลายเป็นยอด PRX
Anytime he's played on Lotus, anytime he's
เก
playing
มไม่ง
close,
ไปเป็นโคโนฮะอะดิ
This is a squeeze being applied, at least to feign like it could be a fight over towards Mound and front section of B from EDG. I think the goal of it potentially is to cause a pivot from PRX into the high-low setup that they've got going on. At least with the Sheriffs, it's a cool strategy that EDG have brought out into the
โอ้
pistol.
ครั้ง
But
นี้
high
เป็นดา
lows.
เมจเป็นดาเมจ
โอ้โห
ล่าง
Place on C, on A.
this could tear PRX apart already to peaks. If they're not timed correctly, which they're not, EDG ready for it. Nobody's still alive towards the back of the site. And no anticipation. Did it get a peek? The self over it. 3 in a row. Denied the 4, but Chichu is fully there. Entirely for the cleanup.
จีจี
ไม่ไหวแล้วว่าเละแล้วว่า
Absolutely in control, EDG.
เฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ย
If it went over towards A, high low, set up towards stairs. Horn didn't get broken. Full information, drop back into a high low setup. And Simon and nobody. The IGL and the
เล่นอยู่แต่
newcomer.
ถอยหลังเรื่อยๆถอยหลังเรื่อย
Much work.
ได้ขวด10 บาท
โอ้ย
โดยเหลือที่ปาดเองเหรอ
And that is elation because EDG can feel it. Primed and ready to pounce. That last spot of the playoffs. It's almost theirs for the taking. No force in sight from PRX. Not opting into this one. They need the guns, but it is just shambolic. Smoggy.
ๆสมอกกี้
Pure mechanics on
โอ้
display.
โอ้
Rip them
มอกกี้
all the way.
ตั้งใจเป็นอย่างนี้
มอกกี้
11-3. EDG
Mark.
with
Oh,
no
Mark.
concept
ไอ้
of
หล่อนี่
mercy.
ไอ้เหี้ยไอ้หล่อ
No
นี่ยิง
thought in
แบ
the
บเป็น
back
เด็
of
ก
their
เลยอ่ะ
mind of taking their foot off the neck of PRX. Friends outside the server, bitter rivals inside. Smoggy is wiping them away.
And it is just pure elation, isn't it? A matchup that
ยอมจี
กิน
ดี
ผู้เล่
ว่ะ
นเยอะเนี่ย
failed in so many
Easy
times
was it,
against
Lou?
this team for PRX. Guns in their hands. Now is the time to make the
โอ้
most
ลิ
of
เวอ
it.
ร์
That's
30โอ้มา
a bit over aggressive.
ยอมแล้วครับ
EDG
ให้เขาไป
making a go of things here. They're still hard committing into the fight. They make the call as well to try and
ให้เขาไปว่ะ
collect themselves together, but the weaponry not favored on these long sight lines at least. PRX
แต่ข้างบนสกอร์ข้างบนแม่งไกลอยู่นะ
actually just swat away these EDG players.
This was a strat that Foot very much struggled with.
ต้องกล้าเสี่ยงแบบ
by
BIX
pushing
ไง
into C.
ถ้าจะกล้าเสี่ยง
They
แบบ
couldn't play
BIX
the
ก็
post plants
นั่นแหละครับ
properly. This time
ดู BIX ก่อน
PRX
นี้ดิ
hold on. And like you say, use the advantage of having the better
ก็
long
เป็นทีม
range
เดียวที่เข้าไป
weaponry.
ออกนะ
EDG are not going to fight like that in every round though. It's something they'll throw in occasionally. And maybe less so
ถึ
now
งจะ
that
เข้าไป
PRX
เพย์ออฟ
have
แล้วตก
showcased
อ
they're
ย่างน้อย
willing to
เขาก็
stand
เข้า
their
เพย์ออฟ
ground
แล้ว
and fight. Forsaken, it is good to see him pop in heads. He was notably absent on Sunset. A bit more
ก็ถือว่า
passive,
เป็
a
นทีม
bit
หนึ่ง
more
ที่
supportive
ยัง
on the
สา
breach.
มารถ
And he couldn't find the rifling.
ครับผม
Um,
ดาวไปแล้วนะ
I mean, that is
สู้นะ
like
สู้นะ
water
สู้
over
นะ
ducks back with the pressure for
ทำได้นะ
PRX. They
ยั
are
ง
just
ทำได้นะ
having fun with it.
I mean, they've been in these positions before. They know the
ยังคิดว่าตัวเอง
secrets,
ทำได้อยู่
just
ก็
to
ได้
have
อยู่
a
ครับ
short-term
ยังเชื่อมั่นอยู่
memory.
ยังศรัทธา
Exactly.
But at the same time, I mean, that's just so.
ไม่ไกลนะ
The
เนี่ยเดี๋ยว
is
ชนะ
right
ก็
on the money
ฝั่ง
though.
นู้นอี
Has
คู่
to
แล้ว
happen round by
ไม่
round,
มีอะไรที่มันเป็นไปไม่ได้
one at a time. Orbs farmed up. Mass migration now over towards the A side here. Chichu
ถ้าถามว่าเปลี่ยนใครไม่มีทางรู้หรอก
to really threaten
Rò
him off
đùa.
this spot when there's no Viper in the play as well. He can just
พี่ว่า
jiggle this one,
อาจ
but he
มี
can
หวยออก
still-
ที่อเล็กนะ
Simon to help him out. Trailblazer cleared its way through. I believe both rifles fired off something. Dash to disengage and pull that one back. And
อเล็ก
around.
อาจจะไม่โดนออกเขาอาจจะแสดงความรับผิดชอบของเขาเองก็ได้นะ
Cam up forward.
Well,
He spotted Kang, but
กูไปเองดีกว่าไอ้เหี้ย
doesn't want to try and take that fight towards it. Nobody with the door opened up wide will have to at least concede that space, give it up, and hold the C's. Now into his hands, lets it
โอ้โห
loose. What a
ดูล็อกขาดิ
connection!
ดูล็อกขาดิ
Just
อีจีไอ้เหี้ยโอ้
running over these players.
แม่งล็อกขาโคตรเวอร์อะ
Steamrolled in the process. Jing, he'll have to do it all. But Aftershock and his back satchel away. The aim reset just not there in time.
แม่งล็อกขาโคตรเวอ
EDG
ร์อะ
up to 12.
Match point.
Nobody's utility was phenomenal last time we got to watch them on
แม่ง
Lotus.
ล็อกขาโคตรซิ่งอะ
He had seizes all over the place, connecting, and he's doing it again.
โอ้โห
The seize is amazing, Smoggy's follow-up is great, and then he just jumps in knowing that the rest of his team's got his back.
อันนี้
A bit of that
Oh, this is it.
stoic nature
แล้วพอไม่ได้แล้วด้วย
needs to be given to
ไอ้เหี้ย
Alex
ได้แค่
here.
บนอยู่ตร
And
ง
let's
นั้น
get
อะ
back into the fight because it could just be ending in a blink of an eye. The series, the tournament lifeline for PRX.
สู้ไม่ได้ครับทีม
Warded
หน้าเอเขาดีกว่า
and
เขามี
postured.
สตันเขามีบีท
As
เขา
I've
มี
said
นีอ
prior,
อ
they
น
can't hold a
เนี่ย
candle
เขา
to the
ดี
amount
กว่า
of
เยอะ
util that EDG
เห็น
can
ไหม
just
ตอน
pull
ตอน
out.
ทั้งบุกทั้งกันเนี่ยเป็นเล็ก
The
สู้ไม่ได้
A-Rebel
เลยนะเอ
control. There's for now.
เขามีเฟด
Always
เขามีนีออนเขามีบีท
PRX holding.
กูว่าคอมก็กากแล้วครับ2 เดือนนิดเนี่ยไอ้เหี้ย
Waiting.
ใครเล่นเนี่ย
Strike, the counter spam is there, up draft up and around as well. Swinging through, Paranoia is there, Showstopper needs that value. Jing, he's not alive, doesn't expect it. Up on the high ground, Chichu, he's trying to shut them down. Nobody's by his side, but the rifles, maybe there's a lifeline. Into the hands of
คอม
PRX,
มัน
it's
ไม่
still
มี
a
ใครเล่น
minute
แล้ว
to
นะ2
play
เดือนนิ
with.
ดดันเนี่ยแทบจะทุกทีมมันมีเฟดทุกทีม ของดีเหี้ย
แต่
ตัว
ไม่ใช่
เนี้ย
เป็นเล็กครับ
Smoggy
Look,
still
when
with his
Pebble
ultimate.
แต่ไม่ใช่เป็นเล็ก
An eerie calm
อาจจะเป็นเรื่อง
drops
คอมละ
towards
หนึ่ง
rubble. An area that's known so much
แต่พี่
bloodshed
จีนนี่
and
ยอมรับเลย
almost
แม่ง
all of it
โหด
going
จริง
into the way of EDG
ตัว
in this
นี้
map.
ยิงคมทุกคน
PRX have carved out a small opening. Do they think of the plan?
เรียบร้อย
Nobody could shut this down, Dubai. The awareness is there.
แต่ไวระวังตัวไอ้สัตว์
เกือบอะ
Surely too difficult of a situation for Smoggy, even with how well he's been playing.
There's no time.
There's 15 seconds.
This time pressure could just spell defeat. And for Smoggy to be the hero his team needs in this spot, Defy. Planting, medal is used first. Lowering them down. A spring them down.
จีเลย
Smoggy destroys the hopes and dreams of PRX. Knocks them out of groups. Revenge has been earned.
เป็น
And a
EDG
playoff picture potential there. EDG, the chances for them to go on a run now to reach greater heights than they have in the past
ยาย
have never been more present.
กลับบ้านหรือดูนี่
Well, after map 1, it did not look like we were going to be seeing EDG making their way to playoffs.
เฮ้ยเชียร์ไป
The
แล้ว
second Chinese
ไป
team
ไป
to
ไป
get out
ไป
of
ไป
groups.
ไปลงเลยมึงอะ
Find explosive Chase who surprised us all.
จากกันนะครับก็ใครที่ชอบคลิปนะฝากกดไลค์นะครับกด Subscribe นะครับผมก็จะได้เป็นกำลังใจในการทำคลิปต่อๆไปนะครับขอบคุณมากครับ